Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Club Top Shot. The club is going up virtually every day these days, it seems. And boy, do we have a good show in store for you tonight. I'm Peter Overzet. I got my partner, my cowboy in crime. Apparently, he pulled this on during the music just to really throw me off. It is, of course, Jack Settleman. We got Steph Sutto over here, one of the up-and-coming Top Shot content creators doing all kinds of good stuff over on her Twitch. And, of course, the man of the hour. We knew we couldn't just follow up Damian Lee with anybody. We had to get some more NBA blood in here. We got the White Mamba, Brian Scalabrine. How we doing?
I'm doing well. How you guys doing?
We're doing good, man. Doing good. I like the backdrop there. We got the banners and everything.
Yeah, when you have it, you might as well use it, right?
That's what I said about my hat. I had the hat. I might as well
Exactly. You know, I have a ring, but it's too big, and I don't like it. It's cumbersome. When people shake my hand, it hurts. So I just thought, in Zoom world, why don't I just throw the banner up?
Steph, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, man. I'm ready to party.
There you go. There you go. Tell the people what you've been up to over on your Twitch stream. What has been your experience like diving into the world of Top Shot?
Yeah, it's been crazy. I mean, I started in October, and you know, I kind of come from being a content creator, so I thought there was a lot of opportunity in this space. I love what you guys do with this, you know, having multiple people on. It's really nice. Like I've been watching your guys' show quite a bit, and so I'm honored to be on here. First of all, thank you. But I think there's a lot of opportunity for content creators right now, and I just, you know, I jumped on the opportunity. I'm trying to update the people on my Twitter. Yeah, I think it's been great, and I see so much opportunity for more. I think there's abundance in this space right now.
Scal, you broadcast the Celtics games. Have you been tempted yet to reference Top Shot? Because we've already seen Shaq do it on national television. When are we gonna get the Scal Top Shot drop?
Yeah, I mean, that's easy. I can do that. I haven't done it yet, but I have a game tomorrow. Oh yeah, and that, by the way, not only will I mention it, I'll like make it a moment. If I can mention the moment while doing the moment, and I made it in this world.
There you go. There you go. So, I mean, everyone wants to know, you know, we've seen your tweets out here. You have been, you know, talking about some of the moments you want to collect. You're getting some of your teammates. When did you first hear about Top Shot? What was your initial reaction when you stumbled across it?
So I'm open to everything. When I in this world we live in now, it's like you have to take the time to listen, first of all, whether it's like I can use it for my broadcast or whatever, right? And I think I got involved about 3 weeks ago. There was this conference call between my agent and Jacob, and basically from there I thought, phenomenal idea, highlights, why why do you need cards anymore? And then I read that article or I guess the interview that Mark Cuban did, saying that you have to authenticate something, and that could be a slow process. And you know, everything in this new age world that we're living in, it seemed like a perfect thing to do. The only question I had initially was like, how do you control the content? And I mean, basically, the people over at Top Shot said that's our responsibility. We'll take care of that. And I thought, then that's going to be great. Like people, I mean, for me, I collected basketball cards when I was a kid, but now I can look back and say, like, I want to collect moments I remember, moments I've been a part of, teammates that I just think are the greatest things ever. And for me, like I recognize I wouldn't have made it this far in the NBA or played 11 years or do what I do right now if it wasn't from the great teammates that I have. So that initially was like my first experience in it. And I am looking for all moments of guys I used to play with.
Did they ever talk about sports cards in the locker room? Because you see the players right now, Josh Hart, Halliburton, they're very vocal about it. And sports cards have been huge over the past 100 years. But were they ever really a conversation in the locker room prior to this for you?
No, with my teammates about about trading cards? No, not really. I know that everyone has trading card deals. You know, you'll get 15,000, 1,500, 5,000, whatever it is, you sign them. But I've never heard of people collecting them or if guys thought, I got to get this signed by Paul Pierce or Kevin Garnett or whatever. I've never heard anybody talk about that in the locker room. But right now, it seems to be the hot thing.
How long into your Top Shot journey, you know, messing around with the platform, seeing the series, did your mind go to, okay, we need a run it back Scal moment? Like how quickly, like I feel like my narcissistic brain would have been like, I need it. 1 minute? Yeah.
1 minute.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, do I have to actually sign off on my moments or like I right away 1 minute? I'm like, I want to get some of the moments because even though like I've had some bad moments, I've had some good moments too, right? I actually want equally some bad moments and some good moments.
There you go. And what has been Steph, do you have a favorite Scalabrine moment that you would like to collect if we could get one?
Dude, I don't know if I'd be able to. He might buy them all up. Like, dude, I don't know.
All one of one.
I would do that. If I was an NBA player and I had a moment, I'd probably buy up every single moment to control the entire market on that.
That's a good point.
Well, isn't that kind of what Terry Rozier's doing right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he's listing them for $100K and saying it's for charity. He's a smart guy.
That's true. That's true. But he kind of like there was some controversy around that because people are like, wait, we can just buy any of your moments and you give us a signed basketball, but he was only talking about what he had up for sale.
Yeah.
He didn't word it properly, so everyone's just buying his moments, just any moment. And I was like, that's actually kind of smart.
Yeah.
There you go. And what have been some of your favorite moments to collect so far, Scal?
So I got a Rondo. You know, I have players I like and my former teammates. Like I love Kawhi Leonard, just the way that he plays, and the Rondo one I got it with him in the Lakers, and obviously one of my favorite rookies. It's funny that you guys mentioned Tyrese Halliburton. Like I just love watching Tyrese Halliburton play. He's like a combination. One of my former teammates, a guy by the name of Kerry Kittles, like super long, super fast, and lanky. And then he also reminds me a little bit when I watched like Scottie Pippen in the playoffs in the 90s, like just getting down and guarding people. So he's like one of my favorite rookies right now. He is absolutely blowing up. But if this was a month ago, like it'd be totally different because I loved Tyrese Halliburton a month ago. And guys are starting to pick up. One guy I really like right now is Killian Hayes. Like he's hurt for Detroit, but I think he's going to be a really good player. So there's a couple of those. But I mean, I have my deal. We can pull it up if you guys want to pull it up. See some of the moments I have.
Let's pull up your account. It's White Mamba, right?
Yes, it is. So you guys taught me this before we got on. So I go to share screen, right?
Oh yeah, we'll pull it up on yours.
Share screen. What else?
Chrome tab. Boom, and then share.
Here we go. All right, we got Mamba here.
All right.
Wow.
Beautiful.
First try. Well done.
There we go. Yeah. I guess a special prize for that. So now where we go to
your
either what we're gonna be
picture on the right. You see and then hover and go to my profile.
All right.
Yep.
Hey, real quick, Mamba, I want to know how deep are you? Were you going for this rare pack drop today before it got postponed?
No.
Okay. All right. So you're still a normal person.
I haven't like gotten like I feel like if with Top Shot like just completely shut down because like I feel like I'm not getting that one. You know what I mean? I need a guy that knows a guy that knows a guy. It's like if I got to go to the club and I got to wait in line, I'm probably not going to that club. But if I can walk in because I know a guy, I'm probably going to that club. You know what I mean?
Oh, we know what you mean for sure. Yeah.
Like I'm not doing the red rope thing, basically.
That's why you were perfect for Club Top Shot. We knew we were going to bring you right back here to get bottle service and show us your moments here.
Exactly. All right. So here's my moments right here. So you guys can see my screen?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So I got a Tatum. Here's my Rondo. You guys know I work for the Celtics now, so I'm collecting all kinds of Celtics with Daniel Tice. Let's see. Here's the rookie, Precious Achua. And here's my Jaylen Brown. Here's my Kawhi Leonard. Fred VanVleet, undrafted guy like him.
Guys, it is. We should say it is Fred VanVleet's birthday today, guys. Happy birthday.
There we go.
Here's the
Fred VanVleet.
Yeah.
He got snubbed. Got for the All-Star game.
It's funny when you guys say that, right?
No, you don't need
conversation.
You don't even.
You have to take somebody out. You guys know that, right? You can't there can't be 9 people that are snubbed, right? You actually have to look at a guy and say, well, I think he should have made it, and this guy should not have made it. Right.
Well, here's the thing, Scout. There's only one player on the Top Shot site where I have 100+ of their moments, and none of them are not Fred VanVleet. So I have to stand my guy.
Gotcha. So you don't care who's out.
No,
LeBron,
I mean,
out.
Take LeBron, get Kyrie out of there. Durant
Doesn't matter. I got you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought Sabonis got snubbed. I personally, and I thought that he should have made it over Vucevic. But I'm not like LeBron. I don't just say this guy's disrespected because, oh my gosh, I was praying that someone would ask him, who do you, LeBron? I know you feel like Devin Booker got snubbed. Who would you have taken out? Oh, but the NBA did LeBron a solid. They basically said, you know what, Anthony Davis, he's not going to play. Devin Booker, you're in. But if I could get a response from LeBron and tell me who shouldn't have made it, I was like so rooting for that, or just how he would answer that question.
Steph, did you have any all-star take snubs, or were you hoping for a value boost to some of your moments with those picks?
I mean, I was buying some KDs up, that's for sure. Some 2 digits. I couldn't afford the single digits, but yeah, I was buying some double-digit KDs. I think I was gonna ask actually Brian about this because he bought your Chris Paul you bought yesterday, and it was a 3-digit serial, and I was curious, was that the lowest price at the time, or did you purposely buy a better cereal?
I bought a better cereal.
Okay, I was just curious because I know some people.
That's what Jacob told me. He said, "Yeah, better cereals that's the deal, right? Like, you want to get them, and if you can get a 1, that's good. And obviously, so I'm looking for that, and I'm learning from that, and I'm learning, as we go along."
Yeah,
Jack, where are you at on the cereal stuff? Because I feel like the debate is coming up again. A lot of people being like, oh, it's just arbitrary. Why does it matter? Even if it is arbitrary, I think it's a fun dynamic to have in the marketplace. But what's your kind of current take on cereals?
Yeah, so we bought the 23 cereal, obviously, with LeBron. So I believe in the jersey number. I believe in the number 1. But I talked to the guys at Moment Ranks, and they're actually working on some pretty conclusive data that says the cereals don't matter as much as you would think. And that means high cereals and last mint cereals. The jersey number and the first cereal are going to hold their weight. But what they're saying is maybe it doesn't matter as much as we thought. I think that could potentially change in the future because I think right now everyone just goes in lowest ask, and no one's going to reach up for those higher ones. The one where I was buying higher cereals was with like the legendary stuff where number 6 out of 50 felt very different than 40 out of 50, but 128 out of 1500 versus 376 out of 1500 didn't really make a ton of difference to me. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it.
There you go. Steph, do you have any cereal thoughts here?
Yeah, I think, what Jack is saying is that, right now it doesn't. I agree that right now it doesn't matter. But, I think that in the future it will, because if you think about it, you can't get these moments graded. You can't damage a digital moment. And I think in the future, the only really way to distinguish is going to be the serial numbers. And right now it's like whatever lowest ask, to the masses. But I think as we get to like series 100, during series 2, 15,000 out of 15,000 is not going to seem that much. And I think the cereals will really matter. I do think they're really underrated. And I think that's kind of like a lot of people's advantage if they want to take advantage of that.
I saw a comment in the chat that I thought was pretty helpful. The lowest cereal, like buying the worst cereal or highest number, lowest, I don't know which it would be, does lead to a more liquid opportunity, which I think a lot of people are coveting right now. When we have millions of people on the platform, they'll go searching and it'll be more liquid throughout. But right now, no one really goes and buys anything besides the lowest ask unless they're making that massive reach out.
I agree with that. And that's why I think the majority of users should not buy good cereals because they're kind of impatient. The majority of people have paper hands. And, if they start freaking out, how are you supposed to price? You're supposed to hold good cereals for a while. You're not supposed to sell those right away. It's hard to sell. It's really hard. You're right. They're not very liquid at all. It's really hard to sell good cereals at like a good price,
Yeah.
Scal, which number, if there's two serials available of a player you want, and the number 24 serials available and the number 44 serials available, which number you grabbing?
24.
Okay.
My number is 24. In Boston, every number is retired. I don't mind 44. It's a fine number, but I love the number 24. And no one would guess this, right, from a basketball player. I grew up in Seattle, and you guys remember Ken Griffey Jr.?
Yeah.
He wore number 24, and I just when I was in 8th grade, I picked 24. He was on some crazy home run streak, and ever since then, it's been my favorite number.
There you go.
I think that's so important that what you're saying, this is what, again, transcends the physical sports cards, the storytelling behind these moments. And you see the players reacting to it too. They know they covet their jersey number so much. And there's a story to every single thing. Someone actually pointed out when they go to 50,000 or whatever, or 100,000 moments per, there's going to have zip codes. And I think players are going to collect their zip codes, and that's going to be an interesting thing. So I just think it's really cool, the storytelling that comes with these moments.
Steph, have you been getting in the numerology streets? Because in my Discord, there's some hardcore numerology bros. I mean, they're pulling out, dates, street addresses. I mean, some wild stuff here.
Yeah, I mean, obviously right now it seems crazy. It's like, okay, come on. But, and, people will be like, that's just a stretch. But I think, there is something to it, like down the road. It's just you're going to have to wait, a while. It's not like that's going to be relevant right away. But yeah, I do think that's cool. Personally, for example, I just bought a moment that had LeBron James in it. It wasn't his moment, but I bought number 23. And I thought that was really cool. And maybe some people will be like, that was stupid. You paid a premium for that. But I was like, I don't know. Was it stupid? I don't know. Maybe, we'll see. Only time will tell, right?
And I mean, 23 is just such a transcendent number in general. Jack and I went in on a Chris Paul the other day. That was the number 23. And not that it has any association with him, but it's just a cool basketball number that you like to look at.
Yeah, sure.
Scal, I was watching today some of your old videos from the Scalenge. You just dusting these guys that thought they could take you one-on-one. I'm trying to think, we need a Top Shot Scalenge for you. Like Jack is doing his 1K to 100K challenge. Can we get a Top Shot Scalenge here? I don't know what that would look like. Maybe it's like me trying to collect 500 Fred VanVleets. I don't know what it is, but we need a Scalenge part 2, I think.
Let me explain to you. The Scalenge was me, normal guys thinking that they could beat me, and then me playing them. I had zero worries whatsoever about playing these people, right? How much stress collecting 500 Fred VanVleets there are out there. That's going to be difficult for you.
Yeah,
the challenge was I showed up, I got warmed up, I just dusted 5 guys, and I went home that day. It was easy.
This is what's happened here, Scal, with my Fred VanVleet challenge. The market was a little slow as people were kind of trickling in. They were worth $3 on the open market. People were sending them to me as gifts. All of a sudden, we get this bull run. They're up here at, $65 a piece. People are asking for take backs. They're telling me they're never sending me a Fred VanVleet again. I mean, this bull run, it ruined my Scalenge for me. It killed it.
But what was your goal? Just
500.
as many as it really was?
It's don't talk about it in the past tense. It still is my goal, Scal.
Oh, wow. Isn't that difficult to do?
It's incredibly difficult, but I'm a man that likes to rise to the moment, dare I say.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Scal, I have a question for you. So when Damian was on, he gave us the inside scoop on some players in the league. And I think you watch a lot of these guys closely in Boston. If you had to pick one guy from the squad, and it could be Tatum or Brown, but who's the guy that you think's undervalued or maybe people don't know about on the Celtics?
Well, I think the guy who probably has the coolest moments is Marcus Smart, because he has these incredible steals where he's flying out of bounds and then he passes it up to a teammate. And then when he gets up, he doesn't just get up. He gets up like the karate get up, where you kick yourself up and you land on your feet, right? How is that not an unbelievable moment, right?
Yeah.
So I think his moments are probably the best. But if you're using late game situation, that's Tatum all day. Tatum is he just built for this. He always believes that he's going to make and take. He's going to take and make the last shot. So I personally love to watch Marcus Smart play. And but Tatum, how much you guys value a a moment, like a late game moment, late game shot.
Well, I thought Tatum's was one of the coolest on the platform, right?
Yeah.
Like his early moment is one of the best plays of his career, and it's, the game winner. So I actually convinced some of the people we're in a group with to go in on the cosmic of Tatum, because I said I think it's super undervalued. Everyone talks about Jason Tatum as this generational player, and then he wasn't really priced like that. So I think this moment's so sweet on PG. Like, come on.
It is. It is an awesome moment. What do you, Scal, what is your, because one thing I think is interesting in the market, obviously you have, the blue chip stocks, the LeBron Jameses, the CP3s. We know what their legacy is going to be. People generally love gravitating towards these younger guys that have the potential to be, long-term superstars, Hall of Famers. Where do you think, where do you see Jason Tatum's kind of career trajectory right now?
So, I mean, this is how I look at it from let's just talk strictly basketball, right? Like he's getting better, and he was great last year in the bubble. He got other people around him better. Like this is the NBA in 2021, right? Your superstars are required to do so much. Usage rate for the superstars is going up. So with that, what are you scoring? What are you assisting? How are you dominating quarters? Are you getting other people around you better? A good example of that is like a Luka Doncic. Like he dominates the scoring side, but he makes people around him better. High assist numbers, high assist percentage, high hockey assist. Brad Beal's another one. He scores. He's extremely high in the hockey assist, but also high in his he's averaging around 5 assists a game. So for Tatum, once he goes through that threshold, and it just takes time. Like when you run a pick and roll, there's a guy. He's called a low man. You got to read the guy you're going against, which Tatum is good at doing this because he could score on that guy, as you saw right there with the Paul George play. But then you got to read that third defender. You got to read the guy rolling. You got to read the guy in the weak side. Like once he gets used to doing that, then he's going to be elite. Like he's going to be a top 5 player in this league. But like everybody, like I'm in the sport business, we want to just anoint everybody right off the jump. It is tough. It is so hard to be good. Think about all the players in the past. Think about the rise of Tracy McGrady in the fall, the rise of Vince Carter in the fall. Think about all these guys who have like climbed to the top, and it was so difficult for those guys to stay there. Now, just think about the guys who have stayed there for so long. There's not that many guys that have stayed there. So it's obviously very difficult to do. I think Tatum's next step is it's just getting people around him better, getting better at running that pick and roll, having that balance of moving the ball, but then fourth quarter being that assassin where you make those big shots and make those big moments. And so I think his ceiling is unlimited. He could be an MVP of this league, but that's part of it is, reading those defenses, probably very similar to a quarterback who goes into the NFL and is like a little bit lost for the first 3 years. And then next thing you know, boom, he's starting to figure it out. And now he's picking apart defenses.
And I think a lot of people forget he's turning 23 in a week. He's 23 years old. Like,
I know.
And he's already got all that experience. That's why, to me, he was super undervalued, because you talk about Luka, you talk about Zion, a bunch of young kids, 23. You look at a player like Randall this year, right? He took that crazy jump. He's 26, but like those jumps can happen with experience. And Tatum's only 23. He's already the best player on the team. I love him. I think he's great.
Couple of good questions here. And I love this sentiment here too, because I feel like this definitely accounts for where I'm at with this. I came into Top Shot as an investor, but I think I'm turning into an NBA fan hearing from people like Scal. Like this has been a gateway drug for some of us back into the NBA, really falling in love with the sport again, which I think is cool. And then we have another question here from Lundar for Scal. It looks like he might be a Trae Young bag holder, is just my guess here. He wants you to
No, people hate Trae Young right now because of his style of play. He's like the new James Harden. He just tries to draw fouls. So I'm interested to actually hear the answer to this.
So Scal, the question is, since the Celtics just played Atlanta, what do you think of Trae Young? Curious what an NBA eye thinks.
So he's one of the most gifted offensive players you'll ever see, because if he's like has the dribble skills and the ball skills and the shooting. Not as good of a shooter as Steph Curry, but like he's trending that direction, right? Like Steph is the all-time great shooter, but you know what I mean by that, with the set shot off the dribble. And then passing wise, he reminds me a lot of the way Steve Nash used to pass. So I take a little bit of a blend of both. The problem with Trae Young from an NBA standpoint is when you're small, like think about the small guys in the NBA. Those guys are workhorses on the defensive end. Your guy, Fred VanVleet, Kyle Lowry. Like these dudes are, man, they're throwing their bodies around there. Like Trae Young, I think he takes so many possessions off on the defensive end. And I think that is when he was a rookie, everyone loved it. Now, the second year, you're just like, man, you got your whole team out there. And by the way, Atlanta's team is a lot better this year. A lot of these guys get after it on the defensive end. It's very glaring when you have a team that defends and one guy that doesn't. And I think fans are starting to get a little bit turned off by the fact that he doesn't, fight on the defensive end. A lot of pointing, a lot of laying on screens, a lot of things that are his fault. And NBA fans are savvy now. They're not. It's not how it used to be where people are just looking at the stats and how many points you score. Like they know a lot of stuff now.
Yeah. Yeah. Steph, do you have any guys that you've been enjoying watching play in particular? Or are you just watching your bags? Who are your rooting interests right now?
I'm kind of similar to the same boat as you, Pete, honestly. Like I played basketball in high school. Like I love playing basketball growing up. And I love playing. But as far as watching, I'm not watching, every single basketball game. I'm not lying about that. I spend a lot more time focusing on the market, NBA Top Shot, and I learn a lot from there, learning about who people like and who people don't, just from that. But I kind of feel like it's weird because when I used to watch basketball a lot, I'm like, why is Chris Paul not going for as much as I would think that he is? Like, isn't he like? You know what I mean? Like some people I'm like, wait, what? Why isn't this person? Why are these rookies? Like, I don't know, but maybe it's just me, but I'm just like, I get like people overhype rookies, but I'm also like, what about these like people that have been playing for so long? Like, don't you think that there's more value with them? But I don't know.
I convinced Pete to buy a CP3 on that logic. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer. We like to talk about the players who, if they retired tomorrow, their stock would actually go up. So like, CP3, Westbrook, Carmelo Anthony, Kyle Lowry, where like maybe their play is trending a little down, but their careers historically, they just don't have a lot of value to gain. So people think they're priced in, but the second they retire, they're instant legends of the game. So I think that's what's really cool.
What is it like? You guys, I don't know if you guys saw that Shea Gilgeous-Alexander last night. He's also one of my favorite guys, right?
Yeah.
Small market, does it matter to you guys? Do you think it matters to people? Like whether it's, you mentioned Julius Randle earlier with the Knicks, and now all of a sudden, like I'm bringing up Shea Gilgeous-Alexander with OKC. Like this is a small market. What about Rudy Gobert, Donovan Mitchell, Mike Conley, the Utah Jazz team on a historic run by making 3-pointers? I think they're making 18 a game, which would be an NBA record. And so, like, do small markets do well on Top Shot?
I think a great player does well no matter what. And Shea does particularly well because he's a young player who has a ton of potential. But you'll see small market. I just think small markets don't do as well because they don't end up on SportsCenter and Bleacher Report and on Twitter, right? Like I didn't even hear about Shea's game till the morning, and I'm constantly on Twitter. Same thing with the Jazz. They've won 22 of 24 games. If LeBron was doing that, if Boston was doing that, it's the only thing you would ever hear about. So I think because of that, you just don't hear a ton about them. And the Jazz are a team, right? Like a good team. Donovan's a special player, but he's not like playing over anyone's head. Gobert's just as impactful. So I think for that reason, just the team aspect and where they're located, it just prohibits them a little bit.
And that's what's kind of fun about Top Shot too, is you could have the guy in the smaller markets who's able to put up more points. He's going to be more sought after in like the daily Top Shot market because they're like, holy cow, this guy just dropped 40. But then you might have a journeyman, say you mentioned Rondo earlier, if he wins another championship, like this legacy for a Hall of Famer starts to look really, really good. Yeah, it might not pump in the daily markets, but like that long-term Rondo stock of getting another championship, I think would be very valuable to his moments on Top Shot.
Where's Kyrie at in all this?
He's pretty hot in the market, right?
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have that many moments. Like it's also depends on, like, for example, like the MVP set, that's a lot of moments of the same player, and so I think that also takes into account things. And if you only have one moment, then not Kyrie, but it's like if you only have one moment, for example, that's your only thing people can buy. But I mean, I don't think that's that many moments. If you look at, Giannis, it's like he has a ridiculous amount,
Yeah.
I
Go
like
ahead.
Kyrie. I mean, he's hit the biggest shot of potentially NBA, like one of the biggest shots in NBA Finals history. He's now on this Nets team that is, and this moment's kind of on Ja. It's a really cool moment. I'm a big fan of Kyrie's stuff. I think he gets a bad rep off the court, so maybe you could have had a buy opportunity when all that stuff was going on. But right now, he's super beloved by younger fans, which is really pivotal in this stuff. The Steph Currys of the world, the Trae Youngs, Luka, the House of Highlights guys. Those are the guys that are going to sell long term.
The other thing and you mentioned it with Kyrie when he had taken a little time off from basketball. And then we also had Karl Anthony Towns, who was out because of COVID. Granted, it was back before the market went crazy. Like those guys were still lagging behind their peers just because it was out of sight, out of mind. It's what have you done for me lately? Then they come back on the court, put together a few good games, and their prices are right back there. So I think taking that longer term view and not getting caught up in the day-to-day and just knowing, hey, Kyrie's really good, Karl Anthony Towns is really good, is going to help you out.
That's why I like Scal's call on Killian Hayes, right? He hasn't played in a week, but in a long time, but he started like right away for them. So I would imagine they thought very highly of him, which gives him a nice ceiling.
You guys, do you guys see that Anthony Edwards dunk?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was criminal. So how would you value that? Like you got to, like if you could get a hold of that one, right? Because that's, I mean, for a dunk, that's top 50 all time, and that's just kind of being liberal right there. Like
that I think is going to be one of the coolest parts about just a watch and learn of the market, right? Because it's not his first moment. You already have like his true rookie moment, but it is during his rookie year, so maybe it's his second rookie moment. But it's such a better moment than the one that already exists. And we talk about this with the LeBron stuff all the time. The first LeBron moment is the dunk over Bielitsa and the Kings. It's a great dunk, but it's not a LeBron moment, right? That's historic in his career. And then you have the Kobe tribute dunk where there's actually some meaning to that moment. Which one's going to carry more weight long term? What came first or what came third? But that's like a much cooler moment. What do you think about that? I mean, you said you're collecting a lot of the stuff that's really cool to you.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume that the Kobe Bryant moment would be more valuable, right? It's just there's so much meaning behind it. So I'm and you know what's funny about LeBron? As a Celtic guy, and then he was with the Cavs, and he did a lot of wacky stuff and all that stuff. But like what he's doing is unheard of. You just like go look at his draft class. Like Luke Walton is now coaching his second team, and he was in his draft class. It's like it's amazing that he is at this level right now at this age. Like we all gotten, I mean, at least I've gotten old, and I'm like, how is he doing this right now? He's on a whole nother level, and the fact that he's played every game this year, and the short rest after the bubble. Think about the Final Four teams, like the Celtics are struggling, Denver's struggling, Miami is struggling. They're trending the right direction right now, but the Lakers are struggling except for LeBron. Like he is not just defied age, he's defying like even the young players who are having trouble, gearing up for this season, but not LeBron. It's almost like, there's probably the argument of Jordan, LeBron, and everything like that, but it is definitely helping his argument become just like the all-time greatest influencer in the game and player.
I like to think of him as like the greatest player over time, right? Like what he's doing over time. Correct. A single game, who do you want? That's where I kind of flip back to MJ just because, the mentality getting it done. But Steph, what do you see in the market from LeBron's perspective? Do you hold any LeBron? Are they overpriced, underpriced? What do you think?
I only hold LeBron Series 1.
Nice.
Yeah, I know.
That's a flex, Steph. That's a flex.
I'm not trying to flex. I'm just saying in general. But as far as the Series 2, since you guys were talking about that, the Kobe tribute, I thought about, okay, well, the Kobe tribute, that's out of 15,000. And, his other Series 2 moment, that's out of 7,500. So, from a market perspective, I think this, if you didn't know anything about the moments, if you didn't know that was the Kobe tribute, how do you know that? then the moment out of 7,500 is actually severely underrated if you look at the price difference in both of those, in my opinion. But that's also, you have to have context. Like if you guys have context and but if you don't know, then, I don't know. I think, yeah, it's interesting.
No, it's interesting because all four of us, well, actually, three of us are big NBA fans. Pete has become a big NBA fan. And, he might not have recognized that off the top. And I think a lot of people who jumped into this market aren't as big at NBA fans as we all expected. They don't know like Ja's potential or Tatum's potential or what each moment meant or why. So I think people get confused. They assume that everyone knows everything about the market. Rookie badges on the way, all this different stuff. What's like hiding in packs. And like, I would guess 90% of people who are around in the market, but they don't know a bunch of the intricacies of everything.
Yeah, they don't. That's why it's same with serial numbers. It's like, they don't know what's the difference between, I saw someone is like, I got a single digit. I feel like I can't sell it unless it's lowest ask. Right. And I was like, oh shit, like some people like, yeah, you're right. You can't assume that the majority of people know this kind of stuff,
Yeah.
Scal, here's a question for you. So JC Reviews, he's talking about the one Vince Carter moment on the site, the final 3-pointer kind of the night before COVID tore down the NBA. And I think what he's saying here, Jack, is comparing it to physical cards. Is saying the VC cards don't break 20K, but his last shot moment sells for over 60K. I think that's what he's saying. But while Jack maybe looks that up, Scal, because I've heard some people are cynical about that moment. They're like, it's not that cool of a basketball play. It's kind of lame that it's just like someone giving him a free bucket. I personally find it really cool. Where does that moment land for you on the nostalgia factor?
So I played with Vince Carter.
Yeah.
And so, the fact that I think because of like COVID, I don't know how people would look at this. Like, I don't know, in 5 years from now, like how are people going to look at the NBA shutting down and them realizing that Lloyd Pierce realizing the NBA is going to shut down. Like, we got to get this guy back into the game. And he goes back into the game and they realize like this is going to be his final moment. I mean, I guess they knew he was going to retire. He was going to retire. Like, I would think that would have a little bit of nostalgia. I mean, a lot of people, when you read, you guys remember the Golden State Warriors won 73 games, and that broke the Chicago Bulls record. That same night, Kobe Bryant scored 60 in the last game. Most people, when they think about that night, they don't think about, and this is like, it's a little bit strange to me, but they don't think about the Golden State Warriors winning more games than Michael Jordan and Chicago Bulls. Like, to go through an NBA season and win 73 games, I'm telling you, it is hard to win a game every night. They went 73-9. And people remember the Kobe 60 where literally like they just gave the ball to Kobe and he shot the ball every single time. So I whatever, you have the right to think whatever you want. Like, what is the difficulty of what the Warriors did that season and then to beat the Bulls was way higher on my list than Kobe playing in a game where like the Utah Jazz were like, we're not going to make the playoffs. It doesn't really matter. Yeah. But the guy went out there and had 60 in his last game. And then obviously, whatever what happened to Kobe. And now, that goes down as a legacy game, a legacy moment. So I'm curious how people see that. I think Vince Carter making a tough shot in an Eastern Conference final or a semifinal is different than, like that shot. But, like people would probably look at that as kind of like a bigger moment.
Right.
What is your favorite Vince Carter moment? Like if you could be like, this is the Vince Carter moment I want.
He had I think he had 25 points against the Celtics in the first quarter when I was with the Nets. And I used to talk shit to Richard Jefferson because Richard Jefferson was the starting 3 against Vince Carter was the starting 2, right? So Richard got hurt and I ended up starting. And I used to like, and RJ's my boy. That's my guy. But I was like, me and Vince, we averaged more than you and Vince as the starter. Because with me, he averaged like 35 points a game and I averaged like 12, And with Richard, it was like 22 and 25. So I always said that this 2-3 combination was better than that 2-3 combination. And you should pay me $60 million.
Up in the bags. We love doing that.
Yeah. But so like Vince, I mean, we have to look it up. I think he had 25 points in a quarter, and me and Jason Kidd were in the game. Like, are you kidding me right now? Like, look, what? This guy's from another planet right now.
Well, I think that's also, when you go from physical cards, you have, a moment in time, a specific thing. There's not as much that can be conveyed from that. Then you have these moments where, say it was a dunk contest moment from Vince Carter, like him putting his elbow in. That is, self-descriptive. We know what that moment is. And then you have some of these moments like you're describing, or even this COVID one, that even take more context on that, like might not even be in the description. And I think that's kind of fun too, of like building out the larger world of like, no, this is obviously a cool moment, to where, no, if you actually know the context behind it, it becomes even cooler.
Yeah. Or Klay Thompson in the
That's
37.
what I was about to ask. Like you're saying 25 is crazy. 37 and a quarter. Like, put that in perspective. Like,
I can't. And I coached the Warriors one year. I was in China with Klay, and he's like, "Scal, would you rebound for me?" I'm like, "Sure, I got you." So we're gonna shoot threes until I miss 2 in a row. I think how many? Everyone guess, how many threes do you think Klay would make before he just missed 2 shots in a row? Like you miss one, you're like, all right, my back's against the wall, I got to make it. Like that would, my number would be 7, right? So what do you think? Just give me a number.
Let's let the chat get their guesses in.
Let's hear it, chat. We'll let the chat trickle in some here. My gut is, just because he's such a sicko and so good, I don't know, 125.
Okay. Anybody else? Higher than that.
Wow.
I wanted to go get dinner. I'm in Shanghai, and I'm thinking this is happening at any moment now. Like so, it would fall. Okay, this is the one. Swish.
No, the chat's way too low, because I was at 125. We got 180. Okay, now they're catching up. We got a 500 here.
Yeah, no. It's not. It's lower than 200.
Okay, still
it's lower than 200.
All right.
Can you just wrap your mind around a guy shooting NBA threes with one guy rebounding, and like after practice, how many does he make? It's like, so I really thought it would take like 5 minutes.
How many did he actually miss? Like that's
probably like a good amount. All
right, but he wouldn't miss.
But what happens is, this is it. Like Klay is laser focused. I mean, you see him when they get down, whatever, right? When he misses, like something happens, and he just like lines it up and whack, right? So, I mean, he made 178. And I'm actually, to be honest with you, I think we just stopped. I don't think he missed 2 in a row. I really don't think I was like, Klay, I got to go, man. This is ridiculous.
Now, next time you offer to rebound, you need like a clause where you're like, I'm getting paid by the shot or something, so you can't exploit my work time.
Yeah. He is like him and Steph. Like I knew they were good when I took the job and I went there. And then when I started seeing them, I had no idea. They like almost like I thought they were superheroes, man. I played with Ray Allen. I played with Kyle Korver. Like when I saw those two, I was like, these dudes are from different planets.
Let's answer one more question here from Corey. Then we're going to open up some packs with Scal here. Right. But Corey has a question for you, Scal. Klay or Ray Allen, better pure shooter?
Klay, man. Klay.
Wow.
Yeah. So one thing about Ray. And here's for you kids out there that are watching, you guys want to play professional basketball. Steph Curry and Ray Allen, they shoot in practice. Let's use a scale from 1 to 10, right? 1 being like super slow and just like messing around. 10 being as fast as you possibly can shoot. If they play at an 8, those guys work out at a 10. And that's Ray misses a ton of shots in practice, and they go all over the place. But in a game, he actually shoots slower in the game than he does in practice. But Klay is interesting. Same speed, but like Ray Allen. But Steph Curry, did you guys see the video of him making 103 threes in a row?
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say about that.
If someone, and it wouldn't be me, but if someone were to clip that up and pass that around on the internet, you saying that, and Ray Allen heard it, do you think he'd be upset at you?
No, he knows.
He knows. Okay.
Oh yeah, he knows.
Ray also has one of the biggest shots in NBA Finals. He's got a few accolades to his name.
That's amazing. His shot's amazing. But I'll tell you, you would never guess this. Ray Allen practices that stuff. He practices backing up behind the 3-point line. He'll go down on one knee and do a push-up, come up and catch and shoot it. He's doing wacky things, but it's all to like shooting for him is boring. Like he makes every shot when he takes his time. So he like invents new things so he can figure out ways to miss in practice.
All right, guys. I said we open up some packs.
All right, let's do it.
It is time to get hyped. When we come back, Scal and I are going to figure out how to get this screen share going. It is time to head to the club. Yo, 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 what up? It's DJ Pete Overzet. Welcome to the club. We didn't think things were going to get popping tonight, but it's about to get lit. Behind door number 2, it's a three-pointer. 13-25, Kevin Durant.
Fast goal.
We're going to get a LaMelo. We're going to get a Luka. We're going to get a LeBron. Quick to reveal. Let's go. God damn it. I don't need another layup. To the window. To the wall. The De'Aaron Fox stripped down my ball. 293 assists. Let's go. 293. Everybody get their drinks. Let's get a cheers tonight before we open up these 9 packs. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
No one told me. No one told me.
I got LaCroix, man.
I told you, Sal.
What were you wearing in that? Was that like what was that?
Wait, Jack is wearing a cowboy hat right now. You're asking me what I was wearing in an old clip?
It was all buttoned down. It was all.
Hey, just for you, Scal, I'm going to unbutton one for this pack opening here. Let me get you a little of that.
There you go. I don't know what was that. You had a robe.
This is, the club.
Boys' night, because shit, I don't know.
All right, Scal. All right, so we have this up here. I say we had the one thing I need to make sure, because having the music with the pack opening is crucial. When you did the share screen, did you click include audio? Do you remember clicking that button?
I don't remember.
Let's redo it.
I don't remember where I put my keys, so don't ask me questions. Like I'm not like that. I am in the moment, so you can't ask me what I did. How would I know?
Okay, so go back to your the screen you were sharing and unshare it, and we're gonna reshare it back. This is a classic segment on Club Top Shot.
All right.
Me re-explaining the screen share. People love it.
Right. Share.
They come out for it.
Stop screen. You want me to press stop screen?
We're gonna stop.
Okay,
we're gonna start from scratch.
Right. Now we're gonna go back in. Because you want the music so we can get hype, right?
Yeah.
Scal, that's what we do around here.
All right. Chrome tab and share audio. I did not press share audio.
There we go. See, I can tell, Scal, you thought you were going to be in bed by 10 tonight, just like a quick appearance. And then I was like, no, Scal, you're going to the club, man. You're going to the club.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I asked to go. Say, can we do it like a little bit earlier, like 10 a.m.? And people are like, we don't do clubs at 10 a.m.
Yeah, you guys were like, how about an afternoon one? I was like, Scout, it's really hard for me to justify drinking whiskey on stream at 2 p.m. But I would have done it for you.
I feel like you could do it. I feel like I haven't met a lot of people that I would say can do it. You could definitely do that.
Wow, that means a lot. That means a lot.
I knew it would. I knew it would mean a lot.
I'm going to tell my wife that. Scal gave me permission to drink whiskey at 2 p.m.
So Scal you got the pink check. Have we seen that before, Pete? Are you the first former player to be a retired player on the platform? I
don't know. Am I?
Might be. You might. I mean, I think so. I don't know. Maybe chat will know. But the players get like their jersey number and a blue check, and you've got the pink check, which I like. You got to just go to Pat.
Dudes that are washed.
Yeah, maybe.
There we go. Boom.
Oh, real quick before we do this, have people been sending you gifts, Scal?
Yeah, Rondo.
They send you Rondo?
Yeah.
It might be getting a little too pricey for the Rondo gifts in this economy, Scal. You might need to, drop the bar a little bit.
What does that mean exactly?
People don't want to give up their Rondos anymore.
Well, he looks like he has notifications. He might be getting some moments, actually.
Yeah, why do we click that notification?
Okay, so are they expecting something in return? Like that's how it works in real life.
It's a gift.
That's how it works in real life.
Oh.
No, people just like gifting moments. I think if Rondo's too expensive, some Daniel Tice's, we could send the Mamba some Daniel Tice.
Daniel Tice seems like a very realistic thing here. Click that notification bell. Let's see what people have sent you recently, Scal.
I don't know where that's at.
Top right
corner. You
haven't had your brain ruined by these notification. What do we got here?
Oh, that was what he bought, though.
Wow, you're selling RJ?
Wow. We just pulled this up to roast you, Scal.
We can see everything.
Yeah. Okay, so I sold that.
Yeah.
And I bought a Tatum.
Okay.
And I bought a Chris Paul.
All right. Can we send the White Mama some Daniel? How do you say his last name?
Tice.
Here's the Jimmy Butler I got right here. You received a gift.
All right, you got some gifts incoming. The chat is ready to give you some Daniel Tice's.
Okay.
Oops.
I
let's
like
go.
Daniel Tice, by the way, a lot.
Good. I think it might be awkward, right? If you're like, I just hate this dude that I'm covering.
No. I think he's a good player. I think he's a really good player.
All right, let's go to your collection here. Yep.
Packs?
Go to hover down on collection, hover over collection.
Okay, collection. Got it.
Yeah, and then my packs. On the left. Yeah.
Got it.
Let's see what you're working with here. We got a base set. Okay. 2 common sets. Let's go.
All right, so we got to bring where's all the music?
Once you click open.
Oh, we're ready. Just hit
Okay.
open.
So I got to hit open.
Yeah. And then once you click the blue, that should pop up. Scroll down a little bit. No. Scroll down. Yep.
Right here.
Here we go.
All right, you guys ready?
Let's do this now.
Let's go.
All right, let's do it.
And just because my OCD's clicking in, can you get rid of the blue notification bar up there? Can you hit the X?
Any preference?
Okay, yeah, it's fine. What door, chat? What door do we want, guys? Door number 2? Let's do it, Scal.
Door number 2. Let's go.
We want a rondo?
Ooh.
7690, quick.
Capella.
Oh, here we go.
Scal, we want to hear your play-by-play for these moments. Let us know what you're saying.
So Trae Young down the middle. Clint Capella, Mr. leading the NBA in rebounding, and he gets a lot of those from Trae Young as he runs the floor and throws it down against the Pistons.
Is this a buy, a sell, or a hold for you, Scal, this moment?
Probably a sell.
Ooh.
No, I mean I have a lot of people I gotta collect.
Yeah, no, I got you. All right. Let's go door number 3.
So let's go door number 3.
Let's get the play-by-play here.
All right.
Ooh. Oh.
I am not giving this up. No. With the gender reveal uniforms in Miami. Is it a boy? Is it a girl? It's Bam on a bio.
We got the click to reveal to the gender reveal alley-oop.
Yeah, I am keeping that one.
That's a hold.
That one. That's a good one. So hold on here. Where's the number on that one?
26 points.
Okay.
That's a solid cereal.
There you go.
I'm a big, giant Bam Adebayo fan. Loved him since he got drafted, and I think he's a stud. All right, here we go.
Let's go.
Bet number 1.
Oh, Shaq.
I think I already got this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And a pass from Shaq.
Yeah, and I will keep it Al Horford, no doubt.
Did you ever cross over with Horford? Or
No. But he was in Boston. I covered him. I think he's awesome. I had to justify him every single day in the contract when I talked to radio people. They could not understand how 14 points and 7 rebounds means so much to the Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
So that was my Al Horford. But I'm pumped about 2 of the 3. I'll keep 2. I'll sell 1.
Sorry, Clint. Hit the road,
I like Clint Capella. It's not like. But
Hopefully Clint's not watching this, huh?
Yeah.
oh, come on. He'll be all right. They'll probably still with him. You know what? I'll probably gift there's got to be someone. I'll just gift that one.
There you go.
Yeah. Pay it forward.
A lot of people upset at Scal after this stream tonight. Ray Allen, Clint Capella, Clay Thompson. I mean, you're really making a lot of enemies tonight.
All right, this is going to be a good one.
Let's go.
You guys are going to be pumped up. Okay, here we go.
Killian?
Oh, Sadiq Bey, please. Jeremy Grant. I'm all over this one. Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. It's a keeper all the way. Definitely a keeper. Big fan.
Boom.
Big, giant fan.
Let's go.
I think that he is going to help the Detroit Pistons land a big-time free agent this summer.
Ooh, there you go.
Yeah, people respect Jeremy Grant. All right, let's go to 1. Ooh, Golden State Warrior. Oh, yeah, for sure. Keep. I coached Draymond. He was my guy. I always told him I think he's a special basketball player. And
I feel like you were just talking about with Horford, 14 and 7. People have no clue Draymond's impact on the basketball game.
His impact is huge, and Steph Curry gets it. Look at his stats when Draymond plays versus when he doesn't play.
Yeah.
Big difference.
And didn't you say that when you used to coach him, you said one day if the NBA ever partners with a cryptocurrency site to digitize highlights, that I will pull one from a pack and I will never trade it. You told him that, right?
You ever see that look Draymond gives you when he's like looking at you like, What are you talking about right now?
No, but see, Draymond now goes on the Silicon Valley All In, VC Investors podcast. He's hip with it.
I know.
All right.
Yeah.
Final.
Big fan of Draymond Green. I like this pack so far. Orlando Magic. Nah, it's a sell. Birch is good. Like Birch plays super hard. I like Birch. He plays super hard. But
is he rookie or no?
Wow.
Right.
I
got
hope
four.
no
doubt. I'll give that one too. You know what? I know there's a lot of Orlando Magic fans out there, and I'm definitely. I'll give 2 of those. So like Clint Capella, Birch, no problem. But I did get a lot of good ones. I like the Draymond Green, Al Horford, Grant, big fan of. So it's a good pack. Definitely a good pack.
Scal, are you hooked? Are you now? Because there's people out here, they're fiending. They go win packs, Scal. They go win packs, win our packs. Is that what you're going to turn into now?
Well, when you say that, they all have normal jobs and stuff like that.
They used to. They used to.
They only go to work to afford the packs now.
I'm obsessed with collecting. Well, basically, when is my moment's going to come? That's what I keep asking. I don't need 20 of them. I need one of one. I just need one. That's it.
New thing. Win Scal. Win Scal is the new question, guys. Win packs is out. Win Scal is in.
Wait, did we ask you what moment you would want from your career?
Yeah, probably that game winner against Detroit in the game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals. I guess it's like a little bit tough with like the old games because not everybody is in the Retired Players Association group. So we'll see. Like there's some guys that are out. So we'll see. But I that was a good moment for me. I mean, game 5.
Yeah.
Funniest story real quick. So I was playing great. I shot great against New York in the first round. I was playing great in that series. I put it this way. I've never played any better. Like this is the best I was ever going to play in the NBA, right? And guys were fouling out because the game was overtime, right? So foul out. This guy fouls out. They go to the other guy. This guy fouls out. They go to the other guy. Finally, there's nobody else to play. It's just me. I'm the only guy left. And Coach Lawrence Frank, who's my boy, and we always kept it 100 with each other. So he looks down at me and he goes, "Fuck, Scal, get in there." What kind of confidence are you breathing in me right now? This is game 5 of the NBA playoffs against Detroit Pistons on the road. And I got to hear all the hating from my coach doesn't even believe in me. Oh, man, I was so pissed. I was so pissed. I had like 17 points in the overtime. I was so mad at him for saying that.
Scal, I know we got to let you go, but our other co-host here, Pete Jennings, newly minted father, is here. I want to make sure if Pete has a question he wants to get off to Scal here before you take off for the night.
Oh, I gotta get in Scal. Thanks for being with us. Your favorite Kevin Garnett story? That's
arm wrestling.
Tell us what's the backstory of this? No,
you guys don't know. Glenn Big Baby Davis was crushing everybody. He was beating everybody in arm wrestling. And Garnett challenged him on the plane. We were 35,000 feet up in the plane, and the music was blasting, and money was getting played, and no one bet on Kevin Garnett except for Paul Pierce. And Kevin Garnett beat Big Baby. I'll give you guys.
Paul Pierce betting, shocker.
If you get a chance, buy Kevin Garnett's book. Buy his book. It's KG A to Z. He talks about it in detail in here, and it shows you a lot about who Kevin Garnett is during that arm wrestling contest.
Hey,
I love this book.
Scal, please no pumping your physical bags on this show, man. I'm just kidding. You can pump your literature.
It's his stuff. It's not mine. It's his.
Oh, I know you're on the cut, man. He's got you going, making all the Top Shot rounds, pushing these books to people who don't read anything but Discord messages.
Oh, what's the Discord?
Look it up. It's well documented on YouTube. You'll look it up. It's a great story, and my story is different than his story, and Paul Pierce's story is different than Big Baby's story. But it did happen, and it's a phenomenal Kevin Garnett story. And you just got to read it. You got to read it. Now, you don't have to read the book. Just go on YouTube and find it. unbelievable.
And I gotta get one. I know you gotta go, and I'm really sorry to ask one more question. But Paul Pierce, notorious card player, loves Omaha. He's been known to gamble on a couple things, so I like to hear him on the contrarian side. Any Paul Pierce gambling story you have that's not like a mainstream story?
I had to walk away my first year playing with Pierce. I had to walk away from the table because he is so good at poker, at like calling people's bluff and stuff like that. So he was when Garnett got there, we played bourrée. Before that, we played poker. Eventually, I figured out how to be the house and play blackjack. That worked out really well for me, but then like that only lasted 2 weeks. Do not play Paul Pierce in poker. I think he went to the World Series of Poker and played the World Series of Poker.
He plays in some like really high stakes Omaha games. A lot of my have a lot of professional poker playing friends, and he gets in the streets for sure. So
yeah, he took me pretty good. I think it was 10 grand or something like that. It was ridiculous. So
one more question for you. Are you still tight with Michael Rappaport, or are you distancing yourself from him these days?
No.
Okay.
No, it's like my brother. We act like we don't like each other, but really we're cool.
Yeah. I just imagine sometimes like logging into Twitter and being like, "Oh, what was Michael saying today?"
I don't even think he believes that stuff. I think he just says it so people will like him. Like I really, in today's day, he wants people to like him. So I don't think he believes any of the stuff he says. I think it's all an act, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But he's my boy, though.
Scal, we very much appreciate you giving us some of your time tonight, ripping packs. Is there anything you would like the people to check out? Obviously, Celtics broadcast. We got your Twitter in the show notes down below. Sending you Daniel Tice's. Anything else?
Yeah, I'm on. If you guys have Sirius XM NBA radio, I'm on from 7 to 10 in the morning, and I will be talking about Top Shots during in and out of that. So. You'll listen to me for 3 hours in the morning. You don't have to listen to the whole time, but it's a good listen to if you guys like the NBA. If you guys are all in on the NBA, it's a good listen.
If you give the club some love, there'll be people that follow you to the radio.
No, this is ingrained in the NBA culture, so it is now. You guys don't need me pumping it up. Like the world is pumping it up.
No, these guys are sick, Sal. You could start promoting your 3-hour Sirius XM streams and be like, I'm going to do one Top Shot nugget, and you just put it in the final minute of the show. They'd listen to the first 3 hours just dangling for that Scal Top Shot nugget.
That's borderline obsessive.
Yes,
you're right.
They're
obsessive. They're obsessed.
Well, Scal, we really appreciate you coming on. We will let you get going, but we'll circle back down the road, and once we get some Scal moments up on the site.
Let's get it done.
All right, Scal. We'll see you later, man.
See you guys.
Peace. Oh man, what a goat!
What's up, Dad?
What's up, Dad? Yeah, someone said I was supposed to give you paternity leave.
He's playing the bit of he doesn't know how to do technology now.
No, I never make this mistake. I just got to adjust. But man, just showing off the chest hair, and Steph, it's so good to be with you. I've watched a lot of your content, and that painting behind you is stunning. Give us some background on that.
It's an NFT. It's not real. No, I'm just kidding. First of all, I wanted to say congratulations on your baby because I'm a aunt as well, and it's just like so special, to have a child. So congratulations on that. But no, this is just a tapestry, just a Galaxy tapestry I got on Amazon for like $10. I just love Galaxy theme. My profile picture back to Galaxy. So nothing special, just my background.
Pete, it seems like you like Galaxy-themed art based on something you were blasting off on today.
Dude, yeah. I mean, God.
What'd you go after? I didn't see it.
So this guy, NBSJQ, is the #1 artist on Super Rare. And I actually loved his stuff when I first got into this. And I almost spent like a 10 Ethereum on some of his pieces. And I was like, this is too crazy. I don't know anything about digital art. Like, I got to pass. And in the last, basically week and a half, all of his stuff has gone 5 to 10x. And man, I've been DMing with him. He is the kindest.
Whoa.
So go to superrare.co.
Okay.
Can I just print that out and put it on my wall?
Yeah. Why would you pay for that when I could just print that out like Steph and just hang it behind me?
Good question.
I want actually.
Go to superrare.co.
I'm heading there.
And so the story, he's motivated by his daughter, and he saw my picture, and we've been talking, and he's just the best. You can go to market. I think his thing will probably be towards the top. You can also search by him.
Whoa, what's his crypto punk here?
Oh, that's kind of cool. So you can search for him too, but I would imagine his thing's near the top. Just keep scrolling. But yeah, Super Rare I think is probably the best platform, one of the best platforms for buying.
It's all one of ones, right?
Yeah. Here, there's another way I can give you. If you go to superrare.co and then /MBSJQ, that should bring you there too.
MBSJQ.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah. This is better. So
yeah, his stuff is tight.
Dude, click on it's so cool. And you can see the most recent sell price. So I bid 48F and this guy just came right over the top of me. And it's childhood memories. It's for his daughter. So gosh, I want it so bad.
Oh, this one is the one that you got.
Yeah, childhood memories never grow up. I watched Peter Pan so many times that I broke the VHS as a little kid. His daughter helped him with it, which is really cool. But yeah, some of these are just so sick.
He's very talented.
So talented. My favorite piece is that one down below. My best friend's a surfer, and yeah, there's just so many cool. I mean, that one's listed for a bunch, and yeah, I almost bought that Freedom piece for 8F, and I freaking so much FOMO.
You're tilting.
Steph, have you branched out into the larger NFT universe, or are you keeping it close to the Top Shot vest?
Not yet. I mean, I gotta wait till I can withdraw to actually, invest in other stuff. But yeah, no, not yet. I'm just watching things because I don't want to get into something if I'm the type of person where I need to research a lot. I know, you saw Gary Vee just tweeted he thinks 95% of NFTs aren't going to make it, and I'm like, that scares me. To invest in something when I don't have a bunch of funds to just do that. But I'll stick with my $10 tape of shoes for now. But yeah, maybe in the future.
No, for sure.
That's a good point. We should talk about that because I've been listening to Gary Vee and we've talked about it too. I mean, especially with this next wave, I think we're going to see a bunch of people just chasing dollars, and there's going to be a ton of junk in the space. But trying to decipher that from the really cool projects is certainly a challenge.
The one thing that I will say, because I've seen a lot of comparisons to the ICO boom after the Bitcoin boom, right? And all the random, everything was tokenized, and 95% of them didn't actually have a real good use case, and they all failed. At least with this, two benefits of it is the people who benefit are actual artists and creators, not random dudes cloning the Litecoin, chain to make a rip-off coin. And then number two, at least there is some the market can decide whether they think the art is cool or not. Ultimately, right now everything's pumping, but long term, at least the market can be no, this guy's really fucking talented, and I'm willing to go after this stuff. So it does feel a little different, but I do agree. So much of this stuff it necessarily has to come down.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. You just got to invest in what you know and what you love. And with the art specifically, I think you buy what you love. It's unfortunately that I love the guy who's got the most expensive stuff. Of Super Rare. I mean, it's not Beeple territory, but basically right up there in the next tier of digital artists. I mean, it's pretty
awesome. My God, guys. ETH pronunciation chat is coming after me so hard right now. Holy cow. I didn't even know that this corner of the internet existed. I thought it was GIF and GIF that I'm just allowed to say whatever I feel like without being attacked, but I guess not. Is this your sister?
Yeah, that's Jen.
Even your sister's coming after me. What the hell?
Hey, and then a little good trolling moment.
Look at this. Let's shout out your sister too, because she has a YouTube channel going. She just crossed, I saw 4 figures in subs, some good stuff over there.
Yeah, dude, she's coming out of the woodworks flying. People are oh shit. People that started months ago, they're oh shit, who the fuck is this girl? She's I'm just going all in with this content. Yeah, definitely follow her on YouTube. Because she likes to make her goal is to make all of her videos under 5 minutes, and she talks on fast forward mode. So it's it's just straight, simple, to the point, and I think that's what a lot of people want. It's just super simple, just tell me, what's been happening with Top Shot. And yeah, someone said Jen's YouTube slaps. Yeah, people have been loving it.
It does. You guys are crushing it. Pete, what is dad life been like? I mean, when we last checked in, you were literally in the waiting room, and now you are a father.
Dude, it's the best. I mean, everyone says that, but she just makes my heart so happy. I mean, it's so surreal, and yeah, she's just so sweet, and Ashley's doing well, and it's everything people say and even more. So yeah, it was pretty cool. Got to go to the club and the hospital, and I was hoping she would make an appearance tonight, but she's sleeping now. She was a little hungry before, right as I was about to come in, and Ashley needed to do something, so I was chilling with her. But it's the best, and yeah, I need to, I want to do the responsible thing, set her up with a 529. I've got some Bitcoin for her, and I need to get her some moments now. I mean, she's going to be set for life if I just, do all those things, some Bitcoin, 529, and some Top Shot moments. I mean,
I can't. I'm just picturing at her, wedding day, and you're like, you want to sit her down, and you're like, I have some gifts to give you, and you're like, come here, and you pull up in the laptop, and you're like, so you see this astronaut skating on these cotton candy clouds? That's for you to buy a house someday, honey.
Dude, it's wild though. I mean, it's freaking so cool.
Pete, you look exhausted and like emotional and just full of gratitude is how I would probably describe it.
That's accurate. All those things are accurate. Starting to get sleep though a little bit. That when we were doing the club, it was like 32 hours before the baby was born since we were there, and we got maybe like 45 minutes of sleep. So you are definitely tired. You're like drunk tired at the end after the whole thing, but starting to get a little bit of sleep. Jack, you're rocking the cowboy hat tonight. I like that. You into the cowboy punks? I mean, are we going to get a cowboy hat punk?
Oh, God.
Pete tried showing me up on Twitter, so I brought a little surprise out. But the chat does want you to buy Gracie a punk. Have you gone and looked yet?
Oh man, that's a good point. Maybe that's the real. Yeah, I gotta get her a bag of NFTs, huh?
This is like, I remember when I was younger, my brother was just like obsessed with movies, and he, had a huge DVD collection, and he would gift people as their gifts, like DVDs. Like he was like, I like this, so I think you would like this too. I was like, Ben, no one else wants these DVDs as much as you. That's how I feel like Pete is with these NFTs. He's like, I got to get these people NFTs. And I'm just wondering if maybe Pete likes these NFTs more than the recipients.
Probably. I'm freaking. What do you guys think? Are you guys? How many people are going to be in line for the packs tomorrow? I mean, it's going to be nuts, right?
We might reach over 100K, I think.
And how many packs are there of the rare packs?
11K.
11% chance. All right.
Did you see? Well, the influencer packs were pulled.
Yeah, it sucked too because mine was in my account. People complained, and then they airdropped it out of my account once people started complaining about the influencer.
They put it in Josh Hart's account.
Yeah, Halliburton
I don't think it's going to happen. I hate to be negative, but I feel like it's not happening tomorrow because they wrote on the site like at the earliest.
2022.
You're right, exactly. I don't want to have bad vibes, but I just have a bad sense. I hope it is because I'm gonna get one. Like I feel that in my blood. I just don't know when it's gonna be. I think they could do it over the weekend also because the stock market's closed, and like to show off that they can do shit over the weekend would be cool. But I have a bad feeling about tomorrow. I don't know.
So we
Alan's in here. Alan's in here. Maybe he can tell us. Oh, hope for tomorrow.
So we got Bull, Allen, and Bear Jack here, but Allen has a little more inside info than Jack does. So let's hope for the morning. Let's hope for the morning.
Well, we just need Jennings to be awake if he's tired from Gracie. Like we got to plan the pack drop around his schedule.
Ooh, look at Allen is dropping some clues in here.
Ooh.
Oh.
Why not both?
25K base packs, maybe Saturday and Sunday.
Alan, the club is known for impromptu guests. If you'd like to come on, let me know. I'll send you the link. We'd be down to chat some inside baseball Top Shot with you right now.
Yeah, come on, Alan. Don't be shy.
What's 38? What's that in regards to?
38. You don't know what 38 is, Jack?
So your sister put a video up. I saw the title. I haven't got a chance to watch this one yet, though. So tell us what it is.
You guys don't. Peter, 38? I guess you guys weren't in the Discord at the time, but it was basically, so one night, like this was when they would really pull our legs with when they're gonna drop packs or not, and everyone would be waiting up all night getting all neurotic, and every time a dev would pop into the chat, everyone's like, oh my god, our pack's gonna drop, and oh shit, my ring light just went out. And
Hashtag content creator problems.
I need to fix this. Hold on. I can't be looking down.
That backdrop is sick. I mean, if that was digital, it'd probably be worth $40K. I mean, $10 for the physical print, but digital, I mean.
Oh, 100%.
This is how Pete lusts after things. He's like, God, what I would do to digitize that piece of artwork.
Okay, I'm sorry. I need to sell a LeBron to get another ring light. Jeez.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm just kidding. I would never sell a LeBron. Okay, so he was like, if you guys solve this math equation, we might drop packs. And he's like, what is this? And it was like this complicated thing with like parentheses and we're like, what? And the answer was 38. So everyone was just spamming 38, and then packs dropped. And so now everyone's like triggered when someone says 38 because they think packs are gonna drop.
That's amazing. Do you see Jeff Jones' comment?
Where's Jeff? Jeff Jones.
9:17 p.m. Oh.
You can't rob no one of their packs like we used to do as kids. We are going to get Jeff Jones in the club one of these days. He wants to be on with Levy, though. So when the Honeybee and Jeff Jones, we are going to make that happen at some point. Pete, I was seeing with the CryptoPunks, Strasser. I feel like a week ago he was making fun of CryptoPunks on Twitter, and then I saw he was bought a punk today too, man. Like even the haters are coming around on the CryptoPunks.
Dude, the punks are the OGs, man. I mean, it's fascinating. There's a big gambling whale that is looking at some super high end punks, and it's funny when like you make an offer of millions of dollars and you get laughed off the street. I mean, it's a crazy world we're living in. I did notice, I mean, crypto, we've had a little bit of a correction here, and the stock market.
Yeah.
Alan.
Ooh.
Hey, everybody.
Background. I mean, now we're talking.
What's up,
Thank you,
Alan?
thank you.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Got some new flow art on my wall here, too.
Yeah, let me go big screen to this. I want people to be able to see what we got. Ooh, we got some punks back there.
So anybody who's watched Jen's stream is probably recognizing something here. I got inspired by art that Jen actually has on her wall, and she's got a little Bitcoin portrait. I made a flow version of it, got it up there. But yeah, this is my last remaining CryptoPunk here. Can't sell it. Feel bad about holding it, but I gotta represent the CryptoPunks.
Feel
I've also
bad.
got.
You can't turn into a no punker. I mean, at least
it's true.
fractionally own it.
Alan,
I
if
need
you
a
want to
fifth of a
sell
punk,
4/5 of it and just be left with this, it's fine. I mean, don't worry about it.
I got to show this off too. So little WTF Eric has been creating some fan art, and I loved this is of course we've got Harden feeling bad about his life after LeBron hits the no look 3 against him. He's like, I got to get off this team. That's what this art is representing. Such an awesome piece of art that little WTF Eric made. I had to get that printed. Haven't gotten it on the wall yet, but loving it.
So
got my crypto geisha here.
I got to give a shout out to Eric because he also made another piece of art for us here. Let me pull this up here for the Club Top Shot crew. A little Goodfellas homage here. The Top Shottas. This is an Eric piece here. So yeah, he is LOL WTF Eric. Definitely hit him up for your Top Shot commissions. He does excellent work.
Yeah, he has some great NFTs for sale as well. I was lucky enough to be his first purchaser of his first NFT that he sold.
That's awesome. Yeah, he does awesome work. He also made me a Fred VanVleet 500 challenge piece of artwork that I cherish in my OpenSea account very much. All right, Alan. I mean, you were ready to battle Jack on his bearish takes here. What's the goods?
No. He's not wrong, right? We're gonna try our best to get those packs out. Our earliest target will be tomorrow morning, 9 business hours, right? We're promising that, like if you're in the US and you want to sleep, We're not pulling a no packs tonight and then we drop at midnight. We're waiting until business hours at the soonest to drop. We want to make sure it's a good experience for everyone. We've gotten so popular, the bots, want to take advantage and ruin things for all of us. So we've been fighting them every step of the way. And every time we do a new drop, they show up with some new techniques. And they pulled out all the stops for this rare drop. And we just wanted to make sure that we did everything we could. So we ended up having to pull the plug, and we're doing some stuff, and we're doing some testing. The devs are hard at work. It's insane what everybody's doing to try to make this experience what everyone wants it to be. But yeah, we're hoping tomorrow morning. We'll see. We'll let you all know. Stay tuned and be prepared. These are going to be some sick packs.
I think people actually really appreciated the no bot thing, because it's already tough enough, and them like bots just kill the experience. But while you're here, we're going to keep pressing you. What happened with the mysterious 1,000 packs that were wiped from the site?
Yeah, so everybody likes to put on their conspiracy theory hat. We've been doing this for every non-common drop for a good long time. I think the problem is we just haven't had a non-common drop for a long time.
No, I remember this. Yeah.
Yeah. So people have, it's not so much that people have forgotten. It's that like 95% of all people are brand new to Top Shot at this point, because we're just growing so much every day. People didn't know, and we didn't do a great job of communicating that. Our bad. We've added it to the pack description. We'll tell everybody. But yeah, we save 10 to 20% of all of our non-common packs, so that we have them for customer service purposes, right? If you try to buy and then you have an error on our site, exactly. And then if we have any left over after that, then we have them for promotional purposes. We've done promos, we've done giveaways, and we've also had quite a number of players reach out to us and wanting to do some streaming, and we're happy to help them out a little bit, get them started on Top Shot. They're so excited, and we're excited to have them, obviously.
Is there a reason why you guys you put the initial number up and then you pull them over, like maybe never putting up?
So everything is on the blockchain. As a philosophy, we're just super transparent. Like we're not like typing in somewhere like this is what's available. For the most part, it's all like pooling from the actual data. These are how many packs exist, right? And so we also share like that cheesy spreadsheet that tells you everything that could be in the pack, but that includes those 1,000 packs. So if we didn't include it, then the data would be wrong, right? You'd be calculating odds or whatever, and you would just have bad information, because we made 11,000 packs. We're only selling 10,000 packs. That's just how it is. We can do a better job of communicating it, though, for sure. We learned that lesson today. It might take a little bit while to implement that, but hopefully everybody knows that that's just how things work.
I remember when we talked to Jacob. I mean, it was probably 3 weeks ago when we did that show, and I remember
3 decades ago. You
3
mean?
decades, and Top Shot time is a thing now. And I was asking him then, like, what has it been like to be in the Top Shot trenches with everything taking off? And it is exponentially taken off even since we did that interview. I mean, when Shaq is talking about Top Shot on national television, what do you guys like in your Slack channel? Are you still in awe of all this?
We are geeking out. We're fanboying, fangirling. We're loving it. I was listening to an interview that I did in May, right before we launched our closed beta. And I basically discussed like what I thought Top Shot would be in the long term. And I'm talking about players hitting a game-winning shot and then doing an interview afterwards and saying, Top Shot that essentially. And now it's happening. And it's February, so that's been crazy. And then, of course, just trying to keep up with everything, trying to keep up with the demand comes the bots, comes all of the bad actors, the people trying to do some fraud, and then just people trying to buy packs. We want to create packs, enough to get more people what they want. We're working on it, and we're hoping for some good stuff. We'll see.
I want to give a quick shout out to that podcast you just referenced, Non-Fun Gerbils. So Alan was on that in May, and I remember that's who Pete and Bales bought their John Morant dunk from, because it's the famous anecdote from Bales' post about being on a phone call with a guy named Non-Fun Gerbils. And then Alan circled back with them the other day and did another podcast, and it was fun listening to those. For me, I listened to them relatively back to back to hear how much had changed from May to now. And it's a really good podcast on the world of NFTs. So highly recommend checking that out.
Those are some fun guys.
For sure. Steph, do you have any? I mean, we got Alan thinks he's coming on to like chill in the club, but really we're just turning the screws. Do you have any grievances you wanna air out with him?
Well, first of all, I want to say hi, Alan. Nice to meet you in person. Because we've DM'd a little bit before, and it's like kind of cool to meet people in person. But yeah, I'm actually curious to know, like, as far as, because I know you guys are like trying to like hire and scale, but I know it takes a while for like training. Is there like just a ton of people that are in training right now, or like what is it like behind the scenes? I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, so why don't I give you a little bit of a behind the scenes to the world that I'm most involved in, which is the content team. So I help design sort of like the idea of Top Shot, and then part of that was like figuring out that we're going to have commons and rares and legendaries, and how that all works and how packs work. And then part of it is figuring out, okay, what is a moment? How do we decide what's a moment? How do we actually make that into an NFT and sell those things? And there's a huge process involved. It starts with the NBA, like giving us videos and working with us to decide what videos are, top shotable. And then us like figuring out where they slot in and what works for the economy of Top Shot and all of those things. And so I've got a team of about 5 people now. We started off, it was myself and Michael essentially doing everything back in June, and now there's 5 of us doing all of that when we're training everybody on the job. Essentially, we've hired some incredible writers. We hired Austin away from Slam Magazine, so sorry to Slam Magazine readers, but now when you read those Top Shot descriptions, those are going to be coming from Austin. He's helping us with some curation. He's helping us, find all the right images, and our process was very much kind of figured out on the fly, and so it can be a little bit messy, and teaching it to people has been a messy process, and so it's been great because like we announced that there's going to be 154 new base set moments coming in Series 2 in the short term, and that was only possible because we've been growing the team so quickly and bringing on these great people who are learning so quick. And so shout out to all of them, to Michael, Aaron, Austin, Charlie, Ryan. we're doing Rowan's helping us out. We've got Katie and Mara helping coordinate things with the NBA. It's been awesome watching the team grow, and we've all been taking turns, getting to sleep to one night a week.
Yeah. It's like you guys all collectively have a new baby, and this baby is up at all hours of the night begging to be fed, and you have to deal with it collectively. Yeah,
and I don't know if you've all watched WandaVision, but they had the babies that instantly grew up. That's kind of where we're at. Like we had a newborn, and all of a sudden they're in their
a petulant teenager.
Years. Exactly. When packs.
There you go. Is it
you're on mute.
Yeah. Oh, what do you got, Pete?
How bad am I?
You're so just bad. Refreshing super rare. We know.
I actually just put a bit on that.
I know what you do.
That's hard, Pete. Alan, what are you most excited for in 2021 for Top Shot?
2021. So it's got to be some of the run it backs that we have planned. They're not all going to be in the run it back set. But we have some incredible players that we're all like itching to make their Top Shot debut that should be making their Top Shot debut in 2021. It's going to be very exciting. We're talking to all of the athletes basically now, which is also very exciting, and getting them more involved in the product directly. You might have noticed for some of our latest drops, we've had this little like Twitch stream. It's kind of just like a little informational video on loop. We have some potential ideas there that's going to be a lot of fun for everybody, so that we can make being in the queue a little bit more like being in Club Top Shot.
There you go.
Hey.
I am willing to give you a licensing deal to an Overzet hologram to play on loop during those pack drops to amp people up, so we can talk.
I could see us being the Q people and just getting people hyped up. I feel like we would thrive with that.
I'll volunteer us all right now to host a pack drop live stream on there and get people amped.
Let's make it happen.
All right, there we go. You heard it here. coming to Twitch in bed near you.
You got to get Queen Steph involved on that too.
Of course.
I think we get both the sisters
There you
and
go.
the Club Top Shot crew amping people up in the queue.
Yeah.
And Gracie. And maybe Gracie.
Gracie's got to make a club appearance. You're still muted,
That's
Pete.
right.
Yeah, I got some. Gracie's got some outfits. She's got some Jordans and some stuff that I can get her set up for the club. Ashley, I'm curious, is there a dress code for the club?
There is now, because Jack and I are in a game of sartorial one-upsmanship now.
Oh, shoot, brings out the
Underdressed.
Jack, I forgot to tell you, I have that shirt. It's a J. Crew shirt. I have it in the short
Everyone
polo.
has it. Yeah.
Don't now you're like saying it like that's
It's like a common
douchebag shirt. Yeah, I know. So someday we'll wear it together on stream.
So Steph, the chat was asking, about the hair. How do you make that magic happen?
Who are you asking? Because look at everyone has amazing hair on here.
No. Yours is the crown jewel.
Yeah, someone was like, I look like a fruity pebble. I'm like, yeah, I'm not disagreeing with that. But I mean, it was a long process. It took probably 3 hours, and my roots are growing in now. But this whole part was purple. But since then, I've like shaved it and my natural hair grew out. I kind of like this look better. But Jen, my twin sister Jen, actually did it, and she took the time. We like separated and did like all the rainbow colors, and then foil, and then like did the whole entire thing. It was ridiculous. But Splat sponsored it, so I got paid to do my hair like this.
Ooh, there you go.
I mean, I like that.
There you go. Jack, did anyone pay you to wear that cowboy hat? Because at least you'd have an excuse.
I paid a lot of money. You wouldn't even understand how expensive cowboy hats are.
Yeah. How many gallons are we working with over there? Goodness, Jack. Alan, what else is what is the one question? Because you guys have to get the same questions over and over. What is the question? If you could just answer it right now, the FAQ, stop asking me this question, what would it be?
Wow. I should prepare for these kinds of things.
We don't prepare on here. We just let it rip, man.
So like, this is a joke, but people will always ask, and a lot of people are asking because they're new to the product and they don't even know that they're a meme. But when packs, right? Sign up, create an account. We'll send you an email whenever any limited edition packs, that is any like non-base set packs are coming. We'll send you an email at least 8 hours in advance. So you don't have to ask, just check your email. We'll let you know.
I believe Jack is now texting people. Will you shill whatever this is, Jack? I've refused to give you my phone number. What's going on with this shit?
So I have a community number for Snapback, my other business, and I got so many questions, like Alan's saying, because in fairness to the people, you guys only send emails for premium stuff, right? So I put out a tweet, which now looking at how many people signed up, which is thousands of people, I should have just put my brother's phone number. I think that would be the greatest troll ever. But if you text PAX to 443-383-4140, I'll actually text you when there's going to be a pack drop, when the queue's open. People are now blaming me, Alan, when the pack drops get pushed back. But the replies are funny, and it was pretty cool to see like how many people are that engaged off one tweet. I put out one tweet, hey, do this, and thousands of people signed up, which is nuts. It speaks to what you guys are building.
I just want all you impressionable young people out there to know, if Jack told you to jump off a cliff, I don't want you to do that. All right. Don't do just whatever this guy says. He's just another guy in a 10-gallon hat trying to sell you a bill of goods. You got to watch out for hucksters like this. Okay. This actually, I want this to be a show idea. I want to host this. Ask Alan if there's an appeals court for bans from the Discord. I want to be Judge DJ Pete and have come into the club with Alan as the bouncer and make people plead their case. Do you have something in line for this, Alan?
Yeah, if you've got somebody who wants to make their case, I think we should bring them on. One thing that I will say is, if everybody can take a moment and just kind of clear your head and imagine that you're a moderator for that Discord.
I'd rather not.
I just have to say a world of thank you to all of our moderators. They're volunteers. They love Top Shot. They love the community that we've built. Things got crazy. They are doing an incredible job of keeping keeping that community, someplace where you don't have to be scared to enter. It's still a little scary sometimes, but if you got banned, there was a good reason, and I fully support my mods. However, if you're going to promise to be good, then maybe we should talk. Maybe we can talk.
There you go. You can plead your case. Maybe a short video. What you need to do is say what you said and why you're sorry and how you're going to be better in the future, I think is a very good place to start. Alan, the other question everyone here wants to know, it's the withdrawals thing. Can you give people an update on what's going on with that? I know some people now have access to it. I personally don't. I also personally have never thought about taking money off the site. But for the people who want to, what's the deal with that?
Yeah, we absolutely understand, of course. Like the whole idea is, these are your NFTs. This is your money, right? That makes perfect sense. You want to have access to it, and we want you to have access to it. I mentioned that the botters are causing some problems or doing their best to cause some problems for us. And the other side of that, something we knew coming in, whenever you let people use credit cards, then there's opportunities for fraud there. That's one advantage with something if it's purely on the blockchain is when you receive payment, you receive payment. There's no such thing as fake Bitcoin, right? Or fake Ethereum, right? When you receive that coin, it's real. You've got it. You can give your item in return. You can even do a smart contract that guarantees that happens. But now that we have credit cards involved, which we think is right to let everyone get their feet wet, it does come with some trade-offs, which is that opportunity for people to try to create fraud. And so we need to do a lot of work to make sure that we and the community aren't being taken advantage of. You don't want somebody coming in and performing fake market transactions or something on a credit card that's stolen, for example. And if they can get away with it, they're going to do that, and that's going to cause problems in the market. It's going to cause distortions, and it's going to cause like fees to go up, all those kinds of bad things. So we have to fight that. And the way we started fighting that was we had a small team that was manually checking when you wanted to cash out. We just make sure, everything you've done is on the up and up. And that literally meant in some cases, going through and seeing all the trades you did, all the purchase you did, all the sales you did, and make sure everything was completely legit. That we knew was never going to scale, but we didn't know that we were going to scale the way we had. And so once that started happening, we started growing that team. We started talking to all of these other companies that have gone through these same growing pains that started off small and realized, okay, now we really have to deal with this. And so we started talking to them, getting great advice. We've brought on additional team members, like I said, and some of those are like machine learning experts and all of the all of these automation experts that know about how to deal with fraud and how to make sure that we can verify people and verify these transactions and basically so that we know that we can trust you, we can trust the actions that you've done and the people you've interacted with, so that those terrible things that I talked about that have the potential to happen if we let people get away with them aren't happening while people have access to withdrawals. So for now, it's been a manual process. We've been able to add, I think, thousands of people every week. But the problem is that we're growing tens of thousands of people every week right now. And so, like, if you look at our graph, right, we're growing, we're going up, up, up. But then the problem is on the flip side, like we're behind this user growth graph that's going up higher. So we need that automation. We need that machine learning in order to fully scale. But we absolutely are. You can't just take what we have today and extrapolate that linearly, because we're gonna make it happen for everybody. It's not a situation that we love. It's not anything that we're trying to do, right? It's us doing everything that we have to do to protect the economy, because that's and the community. That's the number one concern. Is we're in this for the very long haul. We're not just trying to make some interest off your money or something. I've heard all the conspiracy theories, like I've said. None of those make any sense if you actually have all the facts. But we understand not everybody does, and so we're going to keep getting better and better as quickly as possible. And we have all the help in the world right now. Everybody is talking to us. Everybody wants to help out. It's been fantastic. We're just making it happen. It's just taking a little bit of time.
Yeah, I wanted to jump in there just quickly because I think there's a couple things that Alan just hit on that, a good part of our audience comes from DFS and working at a DFS operator. I was on support, and I feel for the moderators. So many crazy emails in DFS. We had tons of people trying to do scammy things, and one of the common things we saw in DFS with people would deposit money via credit card, lose, and then try to charge back the credit card. And ultimately, we ended up starting refunding credit cards, which if you play on DraftKings or FanDuel, if you deposit with credit card, they're going to try to refund that first when you withdraw. So that's one interesting tactic. And going into what you just said, there's so many scams, stolen credit cards. It's a much more challenging issue, and I think people need to have some patience when looking into this. And the main thing is, Dapper Labs. You guys have an incredible business raised at a massive valuation. There's an incentive to do things the right way because the business makes sense. So I know it's frustrating for people. I'm not trying to say there's not merit in the frustration, but we've seen this in growing industries, and I think patience will pay off.
One question I wanted to ask you, another callback to when we had Jacob on, is he referenced you guys have an in-house economist. He called him a savant who is helping you guys kind of think about how the market stuff would play out with, various pack drops and releases. I'm curious what the savant's take is on this market bull run. Obviously, you guys had the holo drop where you had so many people lining up to pay $1,000. I think some people were kind of hoping this next rare drop would be at a higher price point to avoid, say, 100,000 people going after it. I'm curious if you have any insights on the behind the scenes economy of Top Shot.
Yeah, so I'll say that we are definitely taking things conservatively and slowly to make sure that we don't push things too hard just because we're moving too fast. I think that might be impossible, but we're still gonna take things slowly and grow that way, and that's why you see the $99 price point. We know internally we could have named any number of price points and sold out just as easily, just as quickly, with just as many people angry they didn't get a pack. But there's a certain kind of balance to the economy that we do want to maintain, and that includes these relative price levels. And so, in a sense, by setting the Holo Icon price where we did for this time period in Series 2, we wanted to kind of maintain those price differences for the rares. For now, we'll see how things evolve. We will constantly keep an eye on that. But what's been really interesting to me is we do have some fantastic analysts, economists in the company who are keeping an eye on things and producing incredible reports and looking at the data and seeing things in interesting ways. And but now the community is so large and so full of so smart people that these third-party websites that are coming up are incredible. And some of the reports that people are putting out are just like mind-blowing to me. And I'd say we're learning just as much from reading some of those things as internally we have access to. It's been great, actually.
Ooh, look at Pete with the beer. Thank you, Alan. This is very informational. One thing in the chat I think we should address, because you've been very transparent, is the number of the withdrawal. So it's capped at 2,500. Any logic behind that? Legality? So
it's not capped at 2,500 from what I understand. It's all part of that process that different people have different withdrawal levels. Gotcha. Depending on the withdrawal method, and also just like kind of the level of trust that we've kind of built up. We have to build up a relationship with each of our customers is one way to look at it. And so, some of them have much higher limits, some of them have lower limits. And then some of the limits are different depending on if you're withdrawing to a US bank. We know more about you in that case, because we know the money is going to you and not you pretending to be somebody, got through the know your customer process somehow or something like that, versus a crypto withdrawal, which, has slightly higher risk. So those are slightly lower limits to kind of compensate. But yeah, obviously, with the amounts of money that some people are playing with, they do the math and they're like, that doesn't work. But that's what I'm kind of talking about when I say don't take a snapshot of now and extrapolate it out forever. That doesn't make sense, because we're going to continue to grow. Our relationship with you is going to grow. We're going to get to know you and trust you more, and we're going to have better processes, better automation. So all of that can increase over time, and just, you know, I'm not going to try to set expectations and say and promise that it will in your case. You know, we'll see how that goes out, but there's no like set limit for like $2,500. Like, I don't know how some of these rumors get started. I imagine some of them actually do end up coming from our team, our moderators, and who are trying to be helpful. They've heard something, or they themselves experienced something, and they extrapolate it out. And so we're trying to help correct some of the misinformation out there like that, which would have been a great answer to your question earlier, Pete.
What are you most passionate about right now? Because I'm sure you could go do a ton of shows and everyone would ask you the same 10 questions and you'd have to give like the same answer and stuff. What is actually fun for you to talk about right now?
Ooh, let's see. Can I just like shout out the art that we have? Yeah. The art team, Cristobal in particular, who has been the mad genius behind our legendary art. I have seen our next legendary set art, and it is baller. I love it. I love all of it. If you see me on Discord, I'm rocking a special version of an NFT of a red cosmic moment that has a red version of the cosmic art and this on its face. And I love the cosmic art. I love all that legendary art, and the rare sets that we have. Like, there's a lot of fun detail there if you stop and look at it. And I feel like we really hit on something that just speaks to me as a collector and as a fan. And I just love that, and I love to geek out about that, and getting to see all of that before you do, you know, is one of the big perks of my job.
Steph, do you enjoy the aesthetics of the various series and the artwork that corresponds with them?
Yeah, I think it's awesome. Like, you know that I love, like, you know, cool, like, galaxy stuff. I feel like the cosmic artwork is like, I don't have a cosmic, maybe one day, but that artwork is incredible to me. And yeah, I love the artwork, and I feel like there's so much more potential with it too, like, because you're always doing different artwork for each set. So I think that's really cool. I think there's like a lot of future really cool stuff that we're going to see. I'm excited.
Yeah, that would be fun. Yeah, I mean, now thinking too, yeah, there's so much too you can do with the artwork and stuff. I'm thinking like some throwback art, you know, for the Run It Back series could be very cool.
Yeah, there are things that I'm looking forward to that I can't talk about.
Ooh, here we go.
Alan, you said did you say there's Run It Back moments that are dropping that aren't part of the Run It Back set?
I did. Yeah.
How would that
so
work?
I wrote that down too.
a little bit of a leak there, I guess. So Run It Back style, right? So it'll be from a prior year. So every set that we release is either a current year set or a Run It Back style set. We all know Run It Back because that was the first set that we released that was from a prior year, but it's not the only set that can be from a prior year. And yeah, so there's like a big event coming up in the NBA, and there's a chance that we might, and no promises, but there's a chance that we might be able to take a look back to a prior event that's kind of, you know, similar from a prior year.
What you're laying down.
Wouldn't necessarily be Run It Back because we want to call out what's special about that event in the set. And so yeah, you can look forward to at some point some future sets that wouldn't necessarily be called Run It Back, but are that kind of throwback style historic plays. As we call everything that's not from the current season historic, which, you know, so it goes.
I love it. I love it. I'm trying to piece together what this is going to be named.
What could it possibly be?
Maybe like Funky Dunks. You know, I'm going to keep spitballing here. I need to go back to the drawing board, but yes, that sounds very exciting for sure.
There is a piece of information that I know we've teased, so I won't get in trouble for sharing it, but I don't know how many people have actually caught on to it. So to me, that's the best kind of thing to be able to leak on a, you know, where I won't get in trouble, but I can still be dropping news to people. And that is that we have hinted that there's very likely to be some at least one special cool cat moment available for collecting common base set moments. So the form and the timing of that will be announced, but we have hinted at that, and that'll be pretty cool. That master challenge is crazy. I guess I can talk a little bit about the behind the scenes there, where our common sets are supposed to be more accessible, and our smallest run common set prior to Cool Cats had been early adopters, which got to like 1,300 or something, 1,325 if I remember right. And we knew that we had been growing, and we knew, hey, we'll probably keep growing for a little bit, so let's use a larger limited edition size. So we came up with the number 5,000 for Cool Cats, and then we exploded. So that 5,000 was just not enough for everybody, like by far at all, as the edition size. And so that's been growing a little bit, but we expect that each additional release of Cool Cats will up that edition size. We want that to be accessible. We want people to be able to complete their first challenge. We think that's a lot of fun for people. We knew it was fun for us while we were playing back in the early beta days. And so Cool Cats will be more and more accessible, but you're always going to have that Luca bottleneck really from the beginning of Cool Cats, just because of the timing of when everything happened.
Pete, you should pitch Alan on the idea we came up with on the pod today.
What was it? Oh, yes. The beginner.
Moment.
Yeah. And sorry, real quick, I think Alan's, did Alan's screen freeze for you guys?
Yeah. But is he there?
Alan, can you hear us? Is it just your video?
Oh no, we lost the goat.
He purposely left.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, really?
He's going to drop packs right now.
Yeah. Win Alan, guys. Win Alan.
Pack right now?
There he is. You back, Alan?
Yeah, hopefully.
So my idea I had, we were talking on my buddy Davis's podcast, the Taeks. He'd kill me if I didn't plug the actual name here. We were talking about this, and the idea I had was, because you hear this narrative, like a lot of new people are telling friends, get on the site, like really hard to get a pack right now during the stress test. Like I was saying, you guys should have basically a welcome gift set, but it's an unlimited series, and you basically sign on, and you're with the user experience. You get a pack of 3, and it's an unlimited mint, but you just get to open a pack and get that experience and have 3 moments in your collection. And sure, they could sell. They'd probably be valued at like $1 or whatever, but at least you get your beak wet and you kind of scratch that itch.
That's a great idea. I think once we can figure out how to prevent people from like trying to create the million accounts to take advantage of that kind of system, we could definitely find our way to doing something like that. That the bots really do ruin everything, and it's unfortunate. It's going to be a constant cat and mouse game with them, but we're not going to let them keep us down. So hopefully we can do something like that, because that's a great idea.
You guys need to do more with like the memes, like the Braveheart, like the whole, like we're going to war against the bot stuff. I think the community would really rattle, like, everyone like stabbing a pickle or something together, I think would be very popular on Twitter.
I like it.
Yeah. So I'm full of ideas for you guys. Who runs, is it Jacob that does the Top Shot Twitter?
No, we have Trev on the team who handles that for the most part. And that's another area where we're bringing on some more help and expertise to kind of grow into InstaSnap, all of the channels. Right now, everybody posts such awesome content that we kind of don't have to, but maybe we should post more. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, go ahead.
What would you say is most likely to come first? Genesis Platinum, badges, or anyone else have a third one to throw out there? That
packs.
Seems
just packs, man.
Secondary sales of packs, maybe as another.
Yeah. That's actually what I was thinking about.
Yeah. So I think of those 3, badges would be our priority. We told everyone about them before we started adding it to our system, to make sure that no information leaked like through people like scraping our APIs and then getting an unfair advantage over everyone else. But now that we've said it, like our team kind of had to take a break on implementing it in order to work on some of these side issues that cropped up. But that is a high priority for us. And speaking of art, we've got Denise on our team who's been hard at work creating those badges. I love it. I wonder if so we've talked about how there's like 3 potential rookie badges that you can get depending on how, whether you're in the first season, whether you're minted in the first season, whether it's from your first game as a rookie, and whether it was minted in your rookie year, to kind of like really put that stamp on like what is a legitimate rookie in Top Shot. Everybody, like any moment that came out in last year that's a Ja Morant moment is a rookie Ja Morant moment, but is it the rookie Ja Morant moment? And so to support that, we announced that we basically have 3 different rookie badges, and you can get all 3. And internally, I've been referring to that as a 3-star rookie, and we've kind of gotten an interesting, neat implementation of how we can represent the 3-star rookie within Top Shot so that it really stands out, and it's really like that this is the rookie in that it was their first play, their first game as a rookie in their rookie year, is something that I think will be really cool when we can finally show that. But I think that'll be the first thing that comes from that list.
Can I follow up there? Because I was discussing this today. With everything on the blockchain, how do you add something to something that's previously been created?
Yeah, so the way that we've been looking at this and trying to communicate it, but again, we can do a better job of communicating some of these things. So appreciate the question, is that this is actually a feature of our like user interface. So it's not a feature of the NFT collectible. As you said, that's been minted. It exists. It's on the blockchain the way it was minted. So, but that doesn't prevent us from adding the badge to the interface so that you can see that this is a 3-star rookie. Like it's already a 3-star rookie. It's already a game from their rookie year, minted in their rookie year, from their first game. That none of that changes.
It's kind
the
of
only
art.
thing that changes. What's that?
It's like the art. You're just you're enhancing the. Okay, that makes
exactly
sense.
Yeah. So we'll make it searchable, which I think will be really powerful because like I've got friends who are getting into Top Shot and they're like, "Tell me who the rookies are," like really, but not everybody knows it off the bat, and so if we can put that little badge there, that really helps. Like, oh, I get it. I should collect this because I want to collect rookies right now, and the 3-star rookies are going to be the extra special ones, so that'll be fun.
So I have a question regarding that because you said that the rookie badges are going to be a feature of the interface. So so let's say in the future when you can sell, on OpenSea or something, so then those rookie badges wouldn't show up.
So what's been interesting with interface marketplaces like OpenSea, and we found this with CryptoKitties and another game that we put out, Cheese Wizards, is they're very eager to work with us to make sure that their website offers all the information that's relevant to buyers and sellers. And so I expect that people will be able to do the same thing we're doing and look at it and like know, okay, yeah, what was their first game? Okay, so this qualifies for that badge and so forth, or keep their own internal lists or something. I imagine that those will show up in third-party marketplaces as well. When those come up, it'll be up to the third-party marketplace to display them or not and make them searchable or not. But our experience is that the good marketplaces anyway are going to do it because that's what the collectors want anyway.
Okay.
I'm going to pass along this question here while I go get a drink. It wouldn't be a Club Top Shot stream without me abandoning my post, but Add More Funds asks, so what's the biggest issue with the marketplace going down regularly? Is it bots, load, or something else?
Great. Yeah. So if it was one issue, it would be fixed and done with. So unfortunately, the answer is different from week to week. And it has... One of the downsides to us announcing a rare pack drop, and one of the reasons why we don't announce the stress test drops necessarily in advance, is when we announce the drops, all of those botters do fire up all of their systems and hit our website in every way imaginable and unimaginable, which is the hard part to prepare for. And so those hit all of our systems, including the marketplace. And so everybody knows that there's a rare pack drop coming, and everybody wants to find some kind of edge to be able to like get in there with a second account or something. Not everybody, obviously, it's a very tiny percent of people, but they hit hard. And so with the latest issues, it's related to the kind of the volume of what they're hitting us with and the different ways that they're hitting us that's really been causing those issues. And so our engineers are just having to like find different ways to play whack-a-mole with them right now, and get those services that we have running that keep the marketplace humming up, so that we can have that running and that we can do the pack drop.
That's awesome. So last serious question, then you can stick around, hang out, or you can get out of here. And you might not know the answer, but just somewhere where people could find resources to understand tax implications and what that all is going to look like, and what you guys are thinking and how you think about that.
Yeah, we obviously get that question a lot. Our team members have been asking that question a lot as well. Like just everybody wants to know, right? And the unfortunate reality of taxes is that it's different for everybody. Like it's just very different for everybody, depending on where you live, what your tax situation is. And so the answer is that we can't really give guidance. That doesn't mean that guidance can't exist. I have yet to see really good community guidance or website or source of information for that. I'm hoping somebody puts one together. The community is so large that I kind of expect something will come, and maybe it won't be perfect for everybody, but it'll help, provide some information. One of the things we did before we ever launched CryptoKitties back in the days, we got a government agency in British Columbia, I believe, to basically certify that kitties are not securities and not subject to securities law, which would have all kinds of tax implications there. And I don't know that we've had to do the same for Top Shots at this point. Like NFTs are kind of established, and CryptoKitties were establishing a category at the time, so they took that extra precaution. But I imagine. Not a tax attorney. Everyone's situation is different. I imagine it's very similar to, at physical assets. Buying and selling. If you're making a profit, the government's going to want their cut. There's no question about that. How you get there, if there are good community resources that come up, I'm sure we'll point people to them with the appropriate disclaimers. I haven't seen them yet. I do know that one thing that we understand is super important that we want to help provide is a very clear transaction record of your Dapper balance, money spent, money received, that sort of thing. It is high up on our list. We will get that delivered as quickly as we can, and that should help everybody. But as far as advice, we don't really have anything there.
All right. Well,
and I want to hear more from Steph.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I like to soak in information so that I can leak it later.
Steph, I saw you taking notes and even looking down at your notebook.
Yeah, I don't have a pen. I'm using an Expo marker.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm still taking. I mean, I'm learning, like, because for me, I understand that there's so much, like so many new users that need help, like with just the basic information. So I'm trying to position myself to try to help as many new users as possible. And it's like, obviously I want to be giving them the right information. So I feel like, Alan, you should be getting on podcasts more often.
I'll do what I can. I've really appreciated the podcasts that you've put out, like your beginner's guide. You and your sister have just put out some excellent content. The fun thing about Jen's videos, as you mentioned earlier, is they're all like short form, and Top Shot content, like we all have so much to say, it tends to be long form, which is awesome. But some people just want to kind of get in, get some info and get out. And so it's awesome that Jen's out there providing that content in that form. Like tuning into Club Top Shot is a great way to learn stuff, although it can be more spread out maybe. And we have a lot of fun, of course. Or I consider myself to have been a part of Club Top Shot. I've been watching, and whenever I can tune in, it's a lot of fun to be a part of the club, even from the audience.
Yeah, I just posted Steph's link to her Twitter and her Twitch in the chat. Definitely check her out. Hit her with that follow. Check out her Twitch streams. Steph, I know nothing about Twitch. I've been a YouTube guy. Yeah. What's going on in the Twitch streets over there with Top Shot? What's it like?
It's rough out there, man. Nobody. I mean, honestly, I don't even know Twitch either. I'm trying to figure this shit out, but I'm just like, I see so much opportunity with Twitch because people like want to ask you live like questions, and it's almost like there's not enough people that are just doing straight up Q&As, and I see a lot of potential with Twitch. Of course, I could be making YouTube videos, but, I'd rather not be spending my time editing stuff. I'd rather just go live and just just help people and, whatever they need help with. But I think there'll be a lot of creators starting to head over to Twitch because I think it's a great platform. You can do YouTube live too, but I think both of those you're probably going to start to see a lot of more content creators for Top Shot on there.
For sure. And I think one thing I think we've all experienced is the demand for Top Shot content. People are insatiable right now. And Pete and I and Jack too, coming from like the sports world, like a lot of those markets are saturated, being here early, find your voice, find your unique bent. We're already seeing kind of a lot of similar types of content. Do something unique, hammer it, stay consistent, have fun. And I think what Steph and her sister are doing, I think they're on the right path and they're crushing it. And there is still a ton of opportunity. I see all kinds of stuff from the data side, from the entertainment side, like people popping up and putting out really good stuff. So if you're passionate about it, if you're having fun and you enjoy doing it, there's definitely lots of opportunity in this space.
And if I can jump in there, I actually got to join the Dapper Labs team because I started as a fan of CryptoKitties and building tools and building up a presence in the community there at CryptoKitties, which is how I managed to get my way into the Dapper Labs team, worm my way in here. So there's all kinds of opportunities that you can create for yourself. I just want to say, it's so true. It's so true.
The one platform I will never join is Clubhouse. They are not. No, that's a choice. It's a choice. I could sell one of my Fred VanVleets and buy an iPhone, but I would never do that. I'd rather have one Series 2 Fred VanVleet than an iPhone. Pete, unmute yourself. People, tell us what those expressions were earlier because people were concerned. You were like grimacing.
No, I'm grinding right now. I'm going I'm with the baby all day, and now it's fun. I got a million things to look through.
Don't say grinding. Say you're blasting off.
Challenge. I made a bid on a super rare piece. I'm debating how much I can go crazy on this one piece. I'm looking at my sushi farm. I'm on the grind, and I'm listening to Alan, who's the best thing about NFTs and Top Shot and all that stuff is the community is amazing and there's so many great people and we're in good hands. Alan's an A+ guy and it's just fun to see the growth and yeah. So I'm catching up on a lot of things. I'm happy. I guess my work face isn't that great, but yeah.
People thought you just got beat out on a bid.
I couldn't sweat the stock market today, and I looked and I was like, oh, I got spanked. I got all these sweats every day, and now I'm just with the baby. So I guess it's a much better life, but now that I got some time with the computer, it's fun to catch up on things.
Alan, how many hours of sleep do you average a night?
I think 3 or 4 right now.
Oh my
not so much by choice. It's like Peter said, there's so much going on, and then to add to it, I've always been such a fanboy of all these huge projects in the NFT space, and everything's blowing up right now. Right, I've got my Avastars here on the wall. I've got a founder. I've got an exclusive, and everything. People are discovering all of these NFTs. A lot of them thanks to Top Shot. So I feel proud and happy about that. But I want to participate in the party. I want to I want to have fun. I want to enjoy this with everybody else. And so I do. It's not even a choice though, right? I'll try to go to sleep. I'll tell myself be responsible, and I'll lay in bed and I'll think, there's probably a crypto geisha dropping in a couple of minutes. I should check, and then I end up falling into the NFT rabbit hole beyond Top Shot as well. So not as much sleep as I need.
Pete almost broke his neck nodding when you said crypto geisha drop. He's like, yeah.
I think that's the cool thing about Top Shot is it's clearly the easiest thing that a person who's not into the NFTs at all, they can get into Top Shot. It's a much wider audience. And I think NFTs ultimately is going to be what brings everyone to crypto and all this different stuff. I think it's going to be a very wide audience that a lot of projects will hit. But right now, Top Shot's kind of the top of the funnel. But as we start going down the rabbit hole, Alan, you've been in the space for a long time. What are you most excited about right now?
Oh man, so I'm really excited. There was a time last year during like the bottom of the crypto bear market, right? Like Ethereum was $100, right? What is it now? $1,500 today? Yeah. It was $100 last year, not that long ago. The good thing about it was gas prices had been so high for so long, but it hit this bottom. Nobody was trading. It felt dead. And the one place it did not feel dead at all was in the NFT space, because low gas prices on Ethereum meant everybody could experiment and you could do things and you could try things, and it didn't cost you an arm and a leg, every time you wanted to make a transaction. And so there were these fun micro NFTs that got started. And this is math and words and like chain faces. Chain faces is a lot of fun. I actually should get a chain face on my wall here. Chain faces was created by Nate. You might know Nate Alex. He's big in the space on Twitter. He created on-chain ASCII art faces, randomly procedurally generated. There was a cap of 10,000, right? Obviously inspired in a lot of ways by CryptoPunks, but fully on chain. So whereas with CryptoPunks, the art is a JPEG or GIF. There's a hash of it maybe stored somewhere at most. The actual ASCII art face is just a little piece of data that stores easily on the blockchain. And so it randomly generated these fun faces, and he added these like fun attributes, like how much does this face resemble a bear? And what is the golfer score of this face? And so those became fun little collectibles. And these were things that you could do while gas was low, and it was just like everyone was just having so much fun playing with these NFTs. Math is amazing because you can't get more on chain than math. I'm sorry, I'm going to geek out just a little bit more. The actual ID number of your NFT is the NFT, right? Because you're collecting numbers on the blockchain. And the way that you get a number is you have to add any two pre-existing numbers from math together. And so you could take 1 and 42 if you wanted to mint 43, and it didn't already exist, but each had to be unique. And to do that, you actually paid 0.001 ETH to the guy who owned 1 and 0.001 ETH to the guy who owned 42. They would each just get that, and you would get an NFT of 43. And then if someone wanted to use 43 to make like 47 for some reason, they would have to pay you, which maybe sounds like the classic pyramid scheme, but it was just fun, right? It was just like a lot of people having fun. And then words was the same thing, but with letters. And if you wanted to make the word Alan and have that forever on the blockchain, you could add together the word, or concatenate the words Al and Ann and mint Alan if nobody else had, and you have to pay the owner of Al and the owner of Ann. And it was just a lot of fun that we were all having when Ethereum felt free to us. We were at the time like we had experienced $1,000 ETH, so $100. And yes, I do pronounce it ETH like teeth myself, but we were all just having a lot of fun. Gas prices were so cheap, right? It cost cents. I was actually sending gas with wave prices below 1, so like 0.9 gas bids, just because I could, and I had experience paying 80 before, and so it felt good to do anything on Ethereum for less than like 1 way. But obviously those days are over. But because of Flow, the whole point of Flow is it's meant to be this super come together blockchain where things are inexpensive. There's a lot more access for everybody, and we don't have to like have sharding. We don't have to pay $200 to do a transaction on the blockchain. And we've been proving that out with Top Shot and like all these common moments, especially like that would never have been possible on Ethereum. And I'm really excited to see the return of the micro NFT and the experimentation as Flow, as more and more people discover how to program on Flow. That I'm looking forward to so much. So that's my geek out session.
That's what a lot of people say size matters with NFT, but I think the micro NFT movement is going to be really nice for a lot of people out there. A lot of people that can only afford maybe 1/5 of a CryptoPunk here. So I'm excited about that. Let's see here. Go ahead.
I'm going to pump you up here. We were talking to like one of the biggest OGs in crypto who actually owns a couple aliens. And the most exciting thing, like just huge OG in the space, owns a bunch of different things, involved in a lot of DeFi projects. he thought the 1/5 punk was the best piece of content done so far in NFTs.
Was that Steve?
Scott
Lewis, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw his tweet. I followed him forever. Did he have some DFS tie-in?
Yeah, he's been around in DFS poker, and he's doing all sorts of. He's really heavily involved in NFTX, which is a token that people can look into if they're interested in NFTs. Yeah, he's a wild man, but he was so excited about that video. So pretty cool.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, it was. I am very excited to have been peer pressured into buying 20% of a CryptoPunk, and it literally was buying emotional equity. People can talk about CryptoPunks going to the moon, and I can just be like, yeah, great. And if they fail, I'm like, yeah, I only had 20%. Like I am perfectly emotionally hedged out. Is what I'm saying. So talk about CryptoPunks as much as you want, guys. Steph, do you have an eye on CryptoPunks? Do you get CryptoPunks FOMO?
I'm a non-crypto punker.
A no punker?
I'm a no punker. Is that what they call it? Yeah, I'm a no punker.
That's what they call me.
So many people are priced out of that, right?
I'm priced out. I can't. Maybe when Alan reveals that you can withdraw all your money from that.
Well, I do think the funny thing is I did my joke about the 1/5, the fractional stuff, but even just the past day, I've seen so much chatter about now that the prices, the floor level on Top Shots, on a lot of these things are getting beyond what's reasonable for people to pay, but they want to still be involved. They want to own it. And I do think the fractional tools are coming for these things. And it's almost a necessity because there are people who they just want to own a piece of the Kobe tribute dunk by LeBron, but you don't have $35,000 right now to buy the worst cereal of the base moment. And so I'm curious, Alan, too, like, is the fractional stuff on your guys' mind as these prices raise?
Absolutely. It's an incredible opportunity in the digital space because like you can build those kind of composable things. Fractional ownership is something that I've been really excited about. There was a time when we actually considered making everything in Top Shot a 1-of-1 with fractional pieces, right? Where you wouldn't be collecting the moments, you'd be collecting, 1/1,000,000th of the LeBron dunk, which would have been interesting, but I think a harder sell to a lot of people getting into the space. And we didn't want to, I like to get nerdy and get geeky, but we understood that we were trying to reach a larger audience of NBA fans who might not be as into that off the bat. Maybe they can figure out, what's so cool about that. And so that's absolutely no question coming. The other thing that I think is really exciting, and maybe Steph, this will help you out. You're never going to sell one of your LeBrons, but maybe you would borrow against it. There's this company, NFTFi, which just raised like $800,000 to build loans against your NFTs as a service. They have it running on Ethereum. They've announced that they're interested in bringing it to Flow as well. I'm very interested to let you basically take out a loan against your NFTs, and all of that can be done decentralized in a what we would call a trustless way, where you don't have to trust the other person, and that you're like you give your valuable to a loan shark, right? What are they going to do to it? How are you going to get that back? Who knows? But if it's on a smart contract, you know it's going to come back in the same condition you gave it to them as, and you know what the conditions are for getting it back, that kind of thing. It's exciting stuff.
What would be the maybe I'm missing it, but what would be the benefit for the person that gets it as a loan? Like, what are they going to do with it?
Right. So they do charge you an interest, and basically it's collateral against the loan. So if you fall off the face of the planet and you don't pay them, they get your NFT. And so, they determine like, I would pay $100,000 for that. You're not going to sell it to me because you're never going to let it go, but you want $80,000 right now because there's a big move that you think is available in the market, for example. And you're like, if I had 80,000 right now, like I could double that. And if you believe in that, you might take out a loan against your LeBron, borrow the 80,000, make the move, double it, and then pay back 82,000 to the person. So they have upside on both ends, right? They get some interest if you pay it back, and they get your LeBron if you don't.
That makes sense. That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, I think because now it's hard. You have to find, there are lots of people who I think, come into the market. And that's kind of hard for Top Shot right now. Like when I came in, I had a decent amount of options that were within my price range. I made a lot of bad buys. I wasn't smart with it. But now people don't even have that flexibility because the floor has risen so much. And so their first experience is like, I got to buy a Clint Capella dunk for $45 because that's just what I can afford. But what if there was a way that they could just bet, put $45 and own a piece of that LeBron dunk and feel excited about that? I think that's a pretty cool thing that could be down the pipe.
Yeah, and I will say that there are some companies out there that actually do this as a business in the art world, in the physical collecting space. They do it all legit, like securities registered with the SEC or whatever it is they have to do, and they're all interested in how do we get in on bringing Top Shot to our platforms, that kind of thing. So I would expect that sort of thing could be coming as well. But which is great if you have to, go through legally. I don't know. I don't. Again, the law stuff is way beyond me. But yeah, I think it's coming for everybody.
Yeah, there's another question kind of on this line from AK here. Will you ever be able to transfer Dapper balance to friends so we can go on moments together easier? That seems like a KYC nightmare, but interesting.
Right. Yeah, like way out of my zone, but I can imagine just what you said, that might be too open to fraud to open up that way. But yeah, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, it's interesting too. Yeah, like because I think what happens to people is Dapper feels like PayPal or Venmo to them. It's a very simple kind of app interface, and so they're like, why can't I just send this Dapper over to my friend really easily?
Like, purple button that's so clickable. It really confirm just feels so clickable.
Yeah. I think one thing that's interesting too is it is a little bit clunky. Like if you were. I definitely got caught. Like I had a moment where a literal moment that I was going to delist and it sold as I went to delist it. And I my heart goes out to the whales out there. Yes, they're doing fine. But if you're trying to mass delist things, maybe that's another function of mass delist. Have you guys considered that?
We have certainly heard that request. We have the request form out there that we share in a Discord where people can provide suggestions and vote on suggestions that have gone in there. And that helps us understand what people want the most so that we can make sure that we build, what people want the most. We've certainly heard mass delist as an option. And I've heard some interesting ideas around almost like a marketplace management tool where you could potentially like reprice, see everything as a list. Like there's some amazing stuff that I can see coming eventually. I wish our team was 10 times as large as it was, which we're working on, to Steph's question earlier. But for now, I agree. That can be kind of painful. One piece of advice to everybody, just don't list anything at a price that you're going to be unhappy if it sells for. Like, what are you doing?
I wish I would have gotten that advice before I let go of my Alex Caruso block. But that's what it is.
I want to say the last question. I don't know whether there's some other things, but Alan, what would you most want to see a third-party site create? Like, what tools do you think? I mean, there's starting to be some stuff out there, but like, what would you like to see created?
So, there's this concept that came from CryptoKitties called wrapped CryptoKitties, which basically in CryptoKitties you can breed two cats together and you get a cat that's the genetic offspring of those parents.
Oh boy.
But most of the time it's not quite what you expected to have come out, right? You have a goal in mind, and then there's a lot of stray cats that come around that you don't really care about. But one person's cat trash might be another person's cat treasure. And so this concept of wrapped kitties came out where anybody could take a cat that they didn't want and turn it into essentially a WCK coin, which is redeemable for any cat that anyone else had traded into the contract. And so it created this sort of liquid pool of cats, which sounds disgusting maybe, but virtual cats, right? So I could trade in all my unwanted cats and they're all kind of valued at the same sort of floor price. And then I could pick out one that spoke to me or that I wanted in exchange for a token. And then that actually created this crazy economy where people could just trade in all their cats they didn't want to get tokens. And then DeFi people coming into CryptoKitties are like, this is way too complicated. I don't want to have to learn about genetics and all this stuff. I just want to have exposure to cats, say. And so they would come in and they would just buy 100 Wrapped Kitty tokens. And now they own essentially 100 floor cats. So if the price of cats raises, they have exposure to that without having to know anything about the cats. And so that created instant liquidity for people who got cats they didn't want. And so right now, I know we're so supply constrained that it's hard to imagine, like, any moment that you're like, I would just get rid of this at floor price instantly if I could and maybe trade it in. But certainly early on in our closed beta, we were in that situation because we only had like 300 people in. And I can see us we're going to try to get there essentially where commons can be common. It's going to take us probably a long time to get there with the rate of growth that we're seeing, and our tools needing to scale up, our team needing to scale up. But at some point, I can imagine a situation where I rip open a pack and I get a couple of Celtics, and I'm like, heck no. And so I immediately throw them into the pool, and then I go searching through and find a couple of my favorite pet players. Right, I find a Boban in there and pull it out. I can see something like that happening in Top Shot. There's enough differentiation that it might not work as well as it did with the kitties. We'll see, but it's a really cool concept that was originated from the community, was entirely third party, and it led to this whole ecosystem where Wrapped Kitties became their own very viable currency. And so I'd love to see what an evolution of that works for Top Shot looks like, and I'd love to see that show up.
I mean, you got my wheels turning. You got the chat wheels turning. Everyone's thinking about breeding their NBA moments. I'm thinking we go from the club music to a little porn music. We already got the condom wrappers for the packs. You turn your LeBron and your Van Vliet into the LeBron Van Vliet. I mean, this sounds like a smash business idea, Alan.
There you go. Let's get those players on board. I'm sure they'd be all for that.
All right. I think we're gonna rip some packs here. Jackie Packs over here, burning a hole in his pocket. And before we do, I do also want to give a quick shout out. My guy Clay is helping us spin up the new Club Top Shot Twitter account.
Good.
Heck yeah.
Look at this.
Nice. Let's go.
Yep. And so we got Creative NFT. He's our guy who's been doing some of our artwork. He did the banner. We got Clay helping me man the helm here at the Twitter. So if you guys haven't followed it, it's very simple. Club Top Shot. We had Pack Addict had squatted on this handle, and he was a benevolent squatter who peacefully transferred the account over. He gifted it to us. So we're off to the races on the Club Top Shot Twitter account. I'll post the link here, and you guys can follow it, and then we'll bounce over and rip some packs. And while we're here, let me just pull it up. So to drive this home again, we're going to follow Steph here. So Steph has 3,453 followers right now. When we're done opening packs and we come back to this, we have 634 people watching. I assume a decent amount already follow her, but let's say there's definitely no way everyone watching this follows her. So I think we can get 300 more followers for Steph right now. So when I come back, we better
7 more would be nice.
3,753 when we come back after opening packs. That's where Steph needs to be at.
Write it down.
Write it down on the whiteboard. Post it in the chat. We need to go follow Steph. And Alan, let's chill Alan's Twitter while we got it here.
Oh, yeah.
And I have a question for you, Alan.
Yes.
I respect this because as someone who has an avant-garde CryptoPunk Twitter avatar myself, I do appreciate you taking a photo of your CryptoPunk art where I can see your ceiling fan in the reflection of this photo. What's the thought process behind this avatar?
So if you look at the glasses, they happen to line up perfectly with these little windows that I've got on my wall. And I really loved that like wacky effect of the glasses like popping, like they're glowing. And so if you look at it at first, it's like there's like this face shield and all the reflections, the avant-garde, right? But those two windows just lining up with the glasses in that way, it spoke to me. It was something that I really liked that angle, had to work for it. I could obviously just share my CryptoPunk, but this is much more fun.
Oh, trust me, I'm all for fun ways, not like these hacks that just kind of post the image and don't give much thought to it.
If you look super carefully too, you might see a cameo from Donatello. I've got some custom
I do
art
see
of
him
Donatello
in there. Yeah.
there. That's right.
I do see that. Here, let me zoom for the people.
Zoom and enhance.
Yeah.
If someone can tell me what those yellow books are in the bookshelf there, I'll be very impressed. Those are some of my favorite comics.
Okay, that was a lot. They were like blockchain for dummies books. All right, let's head over. There's a close up of I posted Alan's Twitter in the chat here. Let's head over to Jack. Jack, what are we ripping?
I think we ripped 2 of these release 10s. What do you say?
Okay,
heck yeah,
let's do it.
All right.
Damn, Jack, you got some packs in the vault.
Jackie packs, man.
Okay. 9. Damn. Okay.
A cowboy always has a few packs in the holster, Steph.
All right, are
we gonna open the club first?
Oh God, you're right. Alan's a better producer of this show than me. Let's go. Yo, what up? It's DJ Pete Overzat. Welcome to the club. We didn't think things were gonna get popping tonight, but it's about to get lit. Behind door number 2, it's a 3-pointer. It's 13-25. Kevin Durant. We're gonna get a LaMelo. We're gonna get a Luka. We're gonna get a LeBron. Victory reveal. Let's go. God damn it! I don't need another layup. To the window. To the wall. The De'Aaron Fox stripped down my ball. 293 assists. Everybody get their drinks. Let's get a cheers tonight before we open up these 9 packs. Alan's trying to get me drunk tonight because I have to pour another shot every time we do this opening. Cheers, guys. Steph, Scal, Alan.
I ran out.
It's okay. It's okay.
Oh.
You have that the Sharpie marker. That's all we need.
You're right.
All right, Jackie Pax. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Who are you hoping for?
I would. Are there still rookies to be found?
There are very few rookies still to be found.
Well, if there's very few, then there's a chance.
This is true.
Find some rooks.
Get out that lasso, Jack. Let's lasso some rooks.
Let's get a Halliburton in here.
Ooh, I love Halliburton.
Triple digit Halliburton.
All right.
Jackie Pax on the 1s and 2s. Common. Michael Porter Jr. Part of the Cool Cats Common Challenge, correct?
Yeah, part of the challenge.
All right.
Like $87.
Look at that. The Jokic assist to Michael Porter Jr. Who runs better than Jackie Pax? Common. We got 2 nuggets. The juicy nuggets. Not just what Pete is going to go smoke after this stream. It's Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr.
I need to make a buzzer beater showcase. We've got some amazing buzzer beaters.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Last one of this pack.
Nice call.
Let's go.
Jack, did you know he's a future Hall of Famer?
Did you know he's my favorite player?
Look at that.
And did you see the cereal on that puppy?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Look at that. Dude, Alan, what's the deal with these influencer packs? It's absolute bullshit what Jackie Pax gets over here.
Influencer packs.
It's disgusting. I get 3 Bruno Fernandos, and Jack gets his favorite player in a nice cereal. Like, what is going on, Alan?
Well, you just don't know about Bruno Fernando and where he's going.
He must be your favorite player. All right, here we go.
I want to apologize to Bruno Fernando. He's been my go-to random player reference, and I need to switch it up. I think I might go to Clint Capella here. I'm sorry. I've done too much to Bruno.
Yeah, I can tell you who our internal go-to random player. Unfortunately, he hasn't had his Top Shot debut. But while we were designing this, we were always talking about how we wanted to make sure that there was and we failed so far, like I said, but we wanted to make sure that there was a Top Shot out there for the JJ Barea fans.
Ooh,
so that was our go-to. JJ Barea, we love you. Hopefully we can get you represented.
That would be good. Yeah, he's, I feel like our generation's JJ Barea is Facundo Campazzo. And I'm just so proud of myself to be able to make that reference.
That was amazing. That was amazing.
Thank
Look
you.
at
I've
your
come so
effort.
far.
Is the club closing down after this, or what? I just need to know what the vibe is.
I think this might be a walk-off pack.
Okay.
I know Pete's got a dip. Alan says he's sleeping 2.5 hours a night. Steph has to go buy a new ring light. Jack needs to go buy an entire new wardrobe. So we should probably just shut it down.
All right, let's do it.
If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, do it. Follow all of our panelists tonight. And I'm going to do this right now, too. We are back tomorrow night in the club. We have a sick show. We've got the guys from the No Dunks. We got Trey Kirby. We got J.E. Skeets. And we got Rose Gold coming on the show. It is going to be super fun. We're going to be live tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern again, just in time to get sober for the show. That's tomorrow night right here on Club Top Shot. We're going to do a walk-off pack. Thank you guys all for coming out tonight. Thank you to Scal. Thank you to Steph. Thank you to Alan. And, of course, the dad, Pete, the cowboy Jack. Let's rip one more pack.
And we're going to have some premiums to rip tomorrow, right?
Let's hope so.
Right?
Let's hope so.
All right.
Let's hope.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Look at this. Ooh. I've learned how to say his name. I don't say Giannis anymore. It's Giannis. I
don't think that's right. It's just Giannis.
It's Giannis. It's the official Greek pronunciation, Jack. Maybe read a book.
I will. I only listen to audiobooks. All right, here we go.
Now pronounce his brother's name.
Oh, God.
Family.
OG.
OG.
That's what we call Alan, an OG in the NFT space.
What makes this one a handles instead of a dunk? Because he makes a move to go dunk? That's
yeah. So it's like the dunk itself, pretty vanilla as dunks go, but the handles, the way he got to the basket, is the thing that makes it a top shot, and that's what makes it a handle.
Got it. All right, here we go.
Walk-off pack. We love you guys.
Okay.
Surge. Ablaka. Boom. Thank you guys. Chat rocks. Club Top Shot rocks. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 8 Eastern. Peace.